Seat ticket to sports entertainment.
Live from Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama, SportsView brings you a classic Southeastern Conference battle as the Volunteers from Tennessee take on the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Welcome to one of the great football rivalries. Hello, everybody. I'm Merle Harmon. I'll be calling the play-by-play for you this afternoon in this game between Tennessee and Alabama. And to analyze the action, former stars Bobby Scott from Tennessee and Johnny Musso from Alabama. First of all, Bobby, what about this Tennessee ball club? They've been playing well defensively. Will that be a key to today's game?
Tennessee's chances for success today rely mainly on their defense. How much pressure can Reggie White, Carl Zander, and Alvin Toles put on Walter Lewis, and how well the defense as a whole can stand up to the tremendous depth of Alabama's.
All right, now let's go to Johnny Musso. Johnny, the wishbone is gone at Alabama.
The wishbone's a thing of history. Alabama now has a very varied attack. They can move the ball on the ground, but now they can move it through the air too, and they can move it down the field quickly, and they can score some points. It's going to be a great matchup with Tennessee's defense today.
We'll look forward to both Bobby's and Johnny's comments. A little while ago, we had an opportunity to get an analysis on today's game from two of the stars that we're sure are going to star in today's game. Walter Lewis, the quarterback of Alabama, and Reggie White, the defensive tackle of Tennessee.
Tennessee's defense is very impressive to me because they're able to flow, they have the quickness, they have the size, and they have the experience. Compared to the past few years I've played against this defense, they're one of the best, and by far they'll be the best defense we'll play this season. They're led by Reggie White, who's a preseason All-American pick for them, and they're going to be tough for us today during the ball game.
Well, the important thing is, first of all, stopping whoever got the ball. And Walter Lewis, he's a great quarterback. But I think all my teammates realize that we can't emphasize on playing against Walter Lewis, but we're playing against Alabama. We're just going to have to hit whoever got the ball. Since I've been here, this is really the first year that I think we had a material to beat Alabama. And, it just happened last year, and it was a great feeling. But I think we have good enough material to beat Alabama like we want to beat them.
Legion Field is jammed to capacity this afternoon here in Birmingham. 75,000 plus to look on in this Southeastern Conference battle. Alabama with a 4-1 record, upset by Penn State last week. On the other side of the coin, the Tennessee Volunteers of Johnny Majors pulled a real big one last week against LSU. It wasn't just the win over LSU for Tennessee, it's the way the Volunteers did it. So we're looking forward to an outstanding game today in Southeastern Conference action. And we'll be right back after this word from your local cable system. Both teams are coming on the field here, and the excitement, well, you talk about excitement, you talk about football rivalries. There are great ones all across the country, but there can be none greater than the one between Tennessee and Alabama. Alabama is ranked number 1, Tennessee number 2 in Southeastern Conference all-time football standings, which date back to 1933. Alabama, 232 wins, 83 losses, 19 ties. Tennessee, 174 victories, 103 losses, and 17 ties. You know, normally you pick an underdog. Bobby Scott and Johnny Musso, in a game like this, you both played in it. In fact, you both went out winners. Bobby, in your last game at Tennessee, you beat Alabama. Okay, can there be a favorite in a game like this?
Well, I think anything can happen in a game like this. I think it's who is emotionally high for the ball game plays a big part in it. And evidently, as we look out here today, you can see both teams are.
Johnny, do you have any trouble getting the adrenaline up for your last game against Tennessee?
Not a bit. In this game, I'm telling you, the excitement's all through the stadium. I've got my adrenaline up for this one.
All right, both of you, having played against against each other once, I believe, but certainly having competed against the opposing man's school. Sometimes teams like to pull surprises. Are you looking for any kind of a surprise by Alabama today, Johnny?
No, I think you're going to see them. They'll come out and try to establish themselves early. They've had some problems this season in the first and second quarters. They've gone in halftime either tied or behind in a few games. I think they learned at Penn State you got to play 4 quarters of football. I think they'll come out and they'll try to establish themselves early, and I think they'll be wide open.
Bobby, what did the Tennessee win over LSU mean to the team going into today's game?
I think it gave them some confidence that they didn't have. On the other side of the coin, from what Johnny was talking about, I think that Tennessee, they might not try any trick plays, or so to speak, but they will use more play action and draw and screen in passing situations as they did last week to try to take advantage of this Alabama defense.
We're just minutes away, and the officials meeting in the middle of the field. We have Robert Elliott, the referee, P.T. Williams, the umpire, Robert Towns, the line judge, Ned Wilford, the back judge, Joe Delaney, the field judge, Ronnie Baines is the line judge. The Tennessee Volunteers, with a record of 3-2 and 1-1 in Southeastern Conference play. Tennessee opened up with a loss to Pittsburgh, then beat New Mexico, lost to Auburn, then beat the Citadel, and last week defeated LSU. Alabama, a victor over Georgia Tech in the first outing, then over Ole Miss and Vanderbilt and Memphis State, finally being upset on a very controversial play last weekend by Penn State. Tennessee will be kicking off. From our right, and to kick off, Faud Reveiz. From Bogota, Colombia, Joe Carter is going to go back deep for Alabama at number 46. We're ready to get it underway, and we're delighted to have you with us on Sports View. Joe Carter bobbles, and the ball comes out to the 20-yard line. Carter ran one back 100 yards last week, only to have it nullified on a clipping penalty. So Alabama will take over first down on its own 20-yard line of the touchback. The offense led by Walter Lewis, the senior from Bruton, Alabama, from T.R. Miller High School. We can look for a basic 3-4 defense, or if you want, with the 2 outside linebackers standing in, a 5-man line. Lewis, Moore, Good, Kerry Good getting a start today, the freshman, after an outstanding game last week. Lewis ready to go to the air on first down. Look at the time he has. My goodness, completes it out to Joey Jones. He is up to the 31-yard line where Terry Brown, number 14, the right cornerback, gets it out of bounds after a 16-yard pickup.
Great protection on that play. He had time to look both sides of the field, and the wide receiver on the left side was able to get open.
They came out throwing the ball. I'm not surprised. Alabama's going to come out. They're going to play the game wide open today.
Wes Neighbors up over the ball. The guards are Mike Adcock and Willard Sissom. Hardy Walker and Doug Vickers are the tackles. First down, 36. Lewis on the straight drop, gets some pressure, throws the ball out of bounds, intended for Kerry Good coming out of the backfield. It'll be second down and 10. Reggie White applying the pressure. He was the man, and you can look for him back there most of the afternoon. The offensive alignment for the University of Alabama, coached by Ray Perkins. The backfield, Walter Lewis at quarterback. Lenny Patrick not in there right now. Ricky Moore is in. Kerry Good, number 35, is in. Good is in motion to the left on second down and 10. The draw. Ricky Moore to about the 41 for a gain of 5, and Dale Jones, number 54, the freshman linebacker from Cleveland, Tennessee, makes the hit. The ball on the 41-yard line.
Well, you're going to have to vary the attack like Alabama's doing. You're going to have to make them think pass, and then you're going to have to slip in some running plays like that to be successful against this volunteer defense.
At the 41, it is third down, about 5. Jones splitting wide to the right at the bottom of the screen as Kerry Good goes in motion. Lewis under a rush finds a receiver, and he has got Jesse Bendros, number 88, out of Hollywood, Florida, for a gain of 5, and he may have the first down.
Bendros is their leading receiver, Merle, and once again, the protection was great for Walter Lewis. Tennessee's going to have to put some pressure on him.
So the Crimson Tide starting to move it. Walter Lewis, a quick look over at the sideline to Coach Ray Perkins. Lewis has rushed himself for 165 yards, thrown for 1,110 going into today's game, and he opened up the ball game with a forward pass. Straight dropping right over the middle, across the 45-yard line, down to the 42 as Preston Gothard, number 86, brought down by Carl Zander after a gain of 7. It's another first down for the Crimson Tide.
Well, I think that's the first time today that he's thrown to the primary receiver. This kid's really matured, and he's gone to secondary receivers on 2 of the 3 completions, and this time he went to the primary receiver.
The down lineman for Tennessee, Reggie White, 92, Johnny Williams, the middle guard, 46, Mark Studaway, number 98. He's the defensive right tackle. And on first down, Lewis swings one out, and he hits Ricky Moore. Moore, a good second effort there, breaking a tackle on the 40, getting to the 35, and he picks up 8. And Reggie White, number 92, the big play man, the man that the Volunteers are counting on so heavily, stops him after a 7-yard pickup.
Looks like he had the inside opened up, and he delayed here a minute, and his blockers got in front of him. I think he really helped himself here. Watch him cut inside.
On second down 3, Lewis calls his play. Bendross split wide to the left. On the option, the handoff goes to Ricky Moore. On the dive, he may have the first down. Down near the 31-yard line. Looks like he does have the first down. Picked up about 4. Carl Zander, 45, the left inside linebacker from Minden, New Jersey, made the hit. And Alabama has kept it rolling, Bobby Scott.
He sure has. They're coming out. They came out through the ball just about every play until that is the first pure running play that they've had.
Joey Jones, number 4, splitting wide left, slot left, single running back is Ricky Moore, 26. First down on the Tennessee 31. Lewis, lots and lots of time. Look at the time that he has. Still looking. Now he's got an opportunity to run or throw, and it's caught for a touchdown to the back of the end zone by Joey Jones, number 4. A 31-yard touchdown pass. Here it is.
Walter Lewis is showing some kind of poise out there today. He just can't find anybody open. He's sitting back there, and he's just waiting for things to happen. Joey Jones kept working in this play. He just went right to the corner of the end zone, right where he should have been.
So Alabama grabs the lead, and up comes the extra point try with Van Tippen, and it is right through the middle of Alabama. Jumps into the lead. So 11 minutes, 41 seconds left to play as the Crimson Tide marches 80 yards in 3 minutes and 19 seconds with a 31-yard touchdown pass, the scoring play, and Alabama is on top 7-0.
Once again, the replay here shows just tremendous poise, as Johnny said a while ago. Tennessee is just not getting any pressure on the passer. He stands back there for 3-4 seconds, then moves outside, breaks containment, and finds Joey Jones in the end zone.
So Alabama running against the best defense, or at least operating against the best defense in the Southeastern Conference, heats up 80 yards in a very large hurry. Now, do you suppose Alabama might have discovered something on this Tennessee defense?
Evidently, they're taking advantage of the young secondary that Tennessee has, Merle. They are young. They're 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores, and evidently Coach Ray Perkins feels like his team can move the ball in the air on them. Alabama ready to kick it off. Terry Sanders. Randall Morris is back deep for Tennessee. He's the middleman. Alabama on top, 7-0 here in the early going in Birmingham, Alabama. Merle Harvard along with Bobby Scott, Johnny Musso. Welcome aboard on Sports View for exciting Southeastern Conference football. Sanders kicks it away. And in the back of the end zone, Randall Morris downs the ball. It'll come out to the 20-yard line where Tennessee will get the first crack now on the offense this afternoon. Tennessee will have Alan Cockrell at quarterback, the junior from Joplin, Missouri. Randall Morris, number 12. You saw him there on the potential return. He'll be the fullback. Johnnie Jones replacing Chuck Colvin on the injured list today at tailback. And here come the Volunteers. Duncan, McGee, and Taylor, 3 wideouts.
Cockrell going to the air and gets it completed to number 2, Lenny Taylor, and Taylor is on the way. Would you believe an 80-yard touchdown pass, and I see no flags?
I'll tell you, Tennessee has used that play numerous times in the first 4 ball games, and today it looks like they're going to use it again. They were covered momentarily when Cockrell dropped back to pass. The inside receiver kept going. He hit him in the seam, missed tackle, and Lenny Taylor was on his way.
This has been the major sin of Alabama defense all year. They've given up the big play.
I think we can look for an exciting ball game after the first 2 series.
I'm telling you, I'm excited already.
Reveiz for the extra point try, and he has tied the game. It's all locked up at 7. It took Tennessee 13 seconds to tie the score. That's how long that play took on the clock.
Tennessee last year had Willie Galt, who was a wide receiver for him that had great speed. Lenny Taylor's come in Willie Galt's place, is playing well, and as you can see, he has great speed also.
What an explosion in the beginning of this ball game. Well, Alabama, after the long march, well conceived, well organized, very methodical, with the pass on the end of 31 yards for the touchdown. Lewis having lots and lots of time to throw, too much time, as both of you have stated. Let's see if Tennessee now will be able to adjust defensively as Alabama gets ready to receive.
As a defensive team, you'd like to have a little bit more time to make some adjustments on the sidelines. When you score again in 13 seconds and your defense has to go back out there on the field, you don't have time to make many adjustments.
Bring out the oxygen tanks. Here we go. Joe Carter, number 46, is back deep for Alabama. Reveiz getting that ball all teed up. Faud is from Bogota, Colombia, by way of Miami, Florida. And Carter will have a chance to run this one back. 1 yard deep of the end zone. Breaks to the 20, 30. Down to the 46-yard line of Tennessee. Charles Davis caught him after a 55-yard return.
Joe Carter has been a big play man. He made a 99-yard return last week. He was called back, and look, it's going to be called back to him.
So Carter, who ran for 100 yards against Penn State only to have it called back, also has this one called back.
Well, those are 2 real big disappointments for Alabama. They made a real nice drive. They had Tennessee come back and score in 1 play, and now it looks like it's about a 40-yard difference between where the ball's going to be spotted and where they ended up. We'll see how this team acts.
Clipping on the receiving team. First down.
So the clipping call takes the ball back to about the 7-yard line. And that kind of breaks the momentum here for a moment at least.
Well, it sure does. Tennessee's kickoff cover team has already had 2 run back on them in previous games. So maybe they're a little suspect in that department.
2 wideouts. The running backs are split wide. Walter Lewis, the senior from Bruton. On the halfback draw, Kerry Good. Good pops out near the 10-yard line for a gain of 3. Reggie White, 92, the senior from Chattanooga, who leads the Volunteers in sacks with 8 and second in tackles with 33, makes the hit.
That's not an easy position for a freshman running back to be in, to carry the ball right there in the shadows of your own goal line.
We look at the linebackers. We've looked at the down linemen. It is 2nd down 3 for Alabama. Score tied at 7. Inside handoff. Kerry Good, number 35, the freshman from Town Creek, Alabama. For 4 this time, Alvin Tolles, the outstanding right inside linebacker, out of Forsyth, Georgia, makes the hit on that one. Interesting story about Alvin Tolles. He was a fullback when he was a freshman, ran quite well. Then last year he got hurt a little bit, and you tell us the rest of the story.
Well, Coach Major thought they were lacking in their linebacker corps, so he made the move, Alvin Tolles, to the linebacker position, and he's played well.
Third down 3. Lewis wants to go up top. Instead goes to the sideline to carry Good. Number 35. The ball is dropped in Alabama. Comes up with a punting situation. Joe Cofer, the strong safety, over there on the coverage. A sophomore from Rural High School in Knoxville. It is 4th down and 3 for Alabama.
I noticed on that last play, Merle, that Alabama pulled their center, Wes Neighbors, out to the right side that time to double team on Reggie White.
Back to do the punting is Malcolm Simmons, who popped 171 yards against Ole Miss. 42.6 average. Tim McGee is back deep. And the left footer sails it high and a long way downfield to the 36. McGee to the far side, knocked out of bounds on the 46-yard line. Downfield on the coverage was Anthony Smiley, number 52, a weak side linebacker who is performing on the specialty team. 50-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Great field position for the Volunteers of Tennessee.
One of the things that helped Tennessee last week against LSU was their relatively good field position the whole ball game. If Tennessee can keep this kind of field position, it's going to be a good ball game all the way down the line.
Tennessee going with 3 wideouts and a slot left. Cockrell goes to his running back, Randall Morris, out of Long Beach, California. He doesn't get too much. John Hand, number 78, the left tackle defensively. Mike Rodriguez, the nose tackle, number 31 on the hit. So a couple of yards, and that's about it. The ball advanced to the 48-yard line, where it is 2nd down 8 for Tennessee, and the score tied at 7 with 9 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Johnnie Jones has come out. Big Sam Henderson has come in now. So Morris and Henderson will be the running backs. Henderson, number 43, a sophomore out of South Bend, Indiana. Again, 3 wideouts for Alan Cockrell. Cockrell under a rush, and down he goes. Mike Rodriguez, the nose tackle, the senior from Melbourne, Florida, hits him for an 8-yard loss.
This was one of the main concerns, Merle, the Alabama defensive coaches I talked to. They really thought they had to rush the passer. They haven't got the best of pass rushing in the past this season, and this is really encouraging to them, I know.
The loss puts the ball back in the 40, and it becomes a 3rd down and 16. Johnnie Jones is in now, along with Sam Henderson of the Tennessee backfield. Sam Henderson, look at this big guy plow into Alabama territory near the 47-yard line, but short of a first down. Emmanuel King, number 92, stops him after an 8-yard pickup.
You might want to say right here that Sam Henderson is Tennessee's #1 rusher, and he's not starting the game. He's a second-team fullback.
Ray Perkins is not going to be pleased with the type of tackling we're seeing out here by this Alabama team today.
4th down, almost 4. Jimmy Colquitt out of Knoxville Doyle High School. His brother Craig, you remember him, but everybody remembers Jimmy and the way that he is booming the ball. He hangs this one very high, almost a 47-yard average. Look at Tennessee now to down the ball. Tennessee downs the ball around the 5-yard line, and they did that last week against LSU.
They sure did. That's what Coughlin had a great game. He and Faud Reveiz both started off kind of slow during the first 4 ball games of the season. But last week, it seemed like they came around and are doing the job that they did last year as a kicking team for University of Tennessee.
So Colquitt boots it 45 yards to the 7-yard line of the Crimson Tide. Wes Neighbors. Does that name ring a bell in Alabama? Absolutely. Billy Neighbors. Enough said. Here we go. Bama with the ball. And the pitch going to carry Good. Good break to the outside. He needs one more block maybe, and the blocker may be out there. There it is. But Good and tripped up inside the 10. It was Joe Cofer, number 42, the strong safety, who brought him down after an 86-yard run.
What a wonderful run by this freshman halfback. He used his blockers well. They cut outside, and he just waited for Joey Jones to make that last block. They are really high on this kid right here, Merle.
He won the starting assignment today because of what he did against Penn State, 85 yards from scrimmage. Well, officially, he got that much on that run at 85. Bama has the ball, 1st and goal of the Tennessee 7. Remember, they're running against the best defense in the Southeastern Conference. Joe Carter now in. This is Carter at the 6.
This has been wide open football so far.
Gain of 2. It is second down goal. I have never seen a pro team or two pro teams start out a game like this.
In the 2 prior series, Alabama came out throwing the ball, and maybe I think Tennessee might have thought they were going to do it again, and they ran a power sweep to the left side and just made a great run.
Okay, second down, goal to go. The ball at the 6-yard line. Score tied at 7. Here comes Ricky Moore, and Moore gets inside the 5 to about the 3, possibly the 2. The middle guard, Johnny Williams, from Knoxville Fulton High School, the senior 232-pounder, puts the hit to stop the ball carrier, and it's third down and goal to go.
That was an inside trap, and it looked like there was an opening, but Tennessee's defense is so quick, it really closed quickly.
Thornton Chandler is coming as a tight end, so Alabama will use 2 tight ends. Third down and goal. Flags are down. Walter Lewis looking. And finally puts the move on, dives to the goal line, but he didn't make it. Let's see what the flags are about.
You had a back moving that was in motion. It's going to be a penalty against Alabama.
Alvin Tolles made the tackle inches short. So now comes a discussion, and here's the movement. He's getting entirely too much time.
I'll tell you, Tennessee has got to put some pressure on them if they're going to be successful today.
I'm really impressed with Walter Lewis. He's back there. Nothing seems to happen, and he's making it go.
Offside. Defense. Illegal motion. Offense. Offset. Replay third down.
He seems to really be making a lot of this happen on his own out there with his ability to run and evade tacklers. And, of course, as you mentioned, Bobby, he hasn't got a lot of pressure so far from the Tennessee defensive rushers.
The play to be run over from the 3-yard line, so it is third down goal to go. Walter Lewis looking to the Alabama bench for instructions. Comes into his huddle, and Tennessee's defense will now need to show its mettle on third down and goal, to the score tied at 7 and 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. 3 tight ends are now in for Alabama: Gothard, Drogan, and Chandler. And the pitch comes to Ricky Moore, and Moore is in. Walker, number 73, the offensive left tackle, down there on a block, and Alabama goes back in front.
Ricky Moore is a 235-pound fullback, and I'm telling you, it would be real tough when he gets his momentum turned upfield. It'd be tough to stop him under this situation. Let's have a look at this.
It's just a quick pitch, a power sweep to the left side of the fullback, and like you said, 235 pounds after he turns up the field is hard to stop.
Wild football game. Tippin for the extra point. Pops it through, and Alabama back on top by 7. Well, gentlemen, I think we better start looking for the record books for total offense in a game between these two teams.
So far, it looks that way. We've had 3 scores, and they've all come either on big plays or immediately after big plays.
6:46 to go. Only in the first quarter, in case you're wondering what in the world is going on in Birmingham. 3 touchdowns with 6 minutes, 46 seconds to play in the first period.
Well, it doesn't seem like any of these fans here have really missed the presence of the wishbone today.
Johnny. Hey, Bobby, when we were talking to Johnny about what happened to the wishbone, what did you tell us last night about the wishbone?
I really enjoyed playing it for 1 year because we won with the wishbone. We might not could have won with any other offense, but I think over a period of time you'd really get bored with it as a player. It limits you on the things you can do. It limits the abilities that you can show. And I think this is real entertaining, and the player gets out there and he uses all the skills he can muster.
Bobby, it sounds like he wants to get the pads on. Go out there and give it a shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm the same way. This is an exciting ball game, and the way things have happened right here in the first quarter has really been exciting.
All right, it'll be Terry Sanders to kick it off for Alabama. Tide leading 14-7, 6:46 to go in the first quarter. Back deep, Randall Morris. Let's see what happens on this one. Morris, 7 yards deep in the end zone, and that's the no-no run out. So Tennessee, remember what the Volunteers did on their last possession as Cockrell cranked up and threw 80 yards to Lenny Taylor. And Tennessee tied the game in 13 seconds after Alabama had jumped into the lead on a 31-yard touchdown pass from Walter Lewis to Joey Jones with 11:14 to go in the first quarter. Now, here comes Glenn Strino, Mike Furness, Bill Mayo, Kurt Singer, Steve Knight, the up front men, and the offensive line. Incomplete. You talk about a rush. Mike Rodriguez was in there. And Alabama's defensive line, really getting a quick pop.
Alan Cockrell is trying to utilize play action here, which, well, he should. It's a good opportunity on first down. But the defensive line and linebackers of Alabama are just proving too tough for the offensive line right now of Tennessee.
Here come the Vols. They trail 14-7, second and 10 of their own 20. Cockrell, hand off to Sam Henderson. Henderson belts his way out to the 27. Mike Rodriguez, who made the last tackle, gets him after a 7-yard pickup. The ball spotted officially on the 27-yard line of Tennessee.
A good hole here opens up for Sam Henderson. He makes a cut back to his left. Really, he stumbled. I thought he should have made a little more yardage out of that.
Randall Morris, number 12, now coming into the ball game. Johnnie Jones coming out in the backfield. Duncan, McGee, and Taylor in the wideouts for Tennessee. Cockrell audibilizing. And the pitch. Randall Morris. First down. Morris at the 35-yard line gets the first down. So Tennessee will keep its drive going. Britton Cooper, number 20, makes the stop after almost a 9-yard pickup.
Boy, Bobby, that looked like the field was wide open. I really thought, just as you said the play before, that was going to go for long yardage.
It sure did. Allen looked like he was audible in at the line of scrimmage there, as he's done a lot in his prior games.
First down, Tennessee, 35-yard line. Henderson right up the middle, loses the helmet, but not the ball. I think 4-yard pickup. Scott McRae, the left linebacker from Huntsville, Alabama, making the tackle. McRae, a 6'1", 211-pound junior letterman. He was a fullback in 1980. That gain 4. It'll be second down 6, and we have 5:25 to go in the first quarter in Birmingham. Alabama 14, Tennessee 7. Sam Henderson is out. Randall Morris is in the backfield for the Vols. Duncan splits wide to the right. Lenny Taylor in the slot right. Here comes the call at the line of scrimmage. Cockrell did a lot of that last week against LSU. Here comes the same play. There was a gainer a moment ago, but Alabama ready this time. Johnnie Jones, the tailback, the junior from Munford, Tennessee, gets about 1. And that is all. Randy Edwards, number 96 from Marietta, Georgia. Cornelius Bennett, number 97, a freshman out of Birmingham Inslee High School. And Coach Ray Perkins says that he just may develop into the best linebacker that Alabama's ever had. It is third down coming up, 5 yards to go. Tennessee trailing 14-7, 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cockrell, the junior from Joplin, Missouri, fires it over the middle. It is complete at the 45-yard line of Alabama for a first down to Clyde Duncan, number 24, from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Duncan is, check that, Tim McGee, number 88. 15-yard pickup and a first down on the 45.
Alan Cockrell gets time to throw the ball this time. He got good protection. There was double coverage on the right side of the field on the two receiver side, so he alertly went back to Duncan on the left side.
First and 10 for Tennessee. Draw to Johnnie Jones. Jones inside the 40, down near the 36-yard line. Wayne Davis, number 58, who has come in at the left inside linebacker spot, stops him after an 8-yard pickup. He's from Gordo, Alabama, a freshman. By the way, Davis was the Southeastern Area Player of the Week after the Ole Miss game. Now, man, that's doing a job.
It sure is.
When you get that kind of recognition. Second down 2.
They're really running the ball right at Alabama, the heart of Alabama's defense.
Johnny Majors watching Henderson get the first down inside the 30 to the 29. Scott McRae, the inside linebacker from Huntsville, making the tackle.
Well, it looks like they're letting Mike Rodriguez pick aside the center, and they're just blocking him either way he wants to go and running the ball right up the middle.
Rodriguez is out. Kurt Jarvis, number 95, who played with Cornelius Bennett in high school, or the same year, rather. Two of the top high school prospects now in as the middle guard. Well, that one goes up the middle to Henderson, and King stops that play.
Yeah, Alabama just changed defenses, too. They took the man off the nose and went to an even man front, putting people over both guards. And I think they felt that Tennessee had hurt them, and they've changed defense. A little bit more successful in this play.
Now we're down to 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It is 14-7 Alabama. Tennessee with a second down, 7. Jones is out. Morris is in, so it's Morris and Henderson in the backfield. Cockrell fires away over the middle, down to the 12-yard line. That pass is completed to Tim McGee, number 88, for a first down, and Stan Gay, the left quarterback from Tuskegee, makes the tackle after a 14-yard pickup.
Once again, it looks like that if Alan Cockrell is getting the time to throw, he's really on target today. It's a beautiful pass to Tim McGee down the middle of the field.
It is first down at the 13-yard line of Alabama. Glenn Strino out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, up over the ball. John Matthews now is a tight end, number 82. He's also a tackle, and Cockrell sees something he does not like. Maybe that Alabama made a further adjustment there. He looked over. He said, "Wait a minute. We didn't have this one in our scouting report, possibly." And he calls timeout.
They had Billy Pierce up on the left side. It looked like that he might have been in a position to blitz. Cockrell didn't think he had somebody to pick him up, so he got out of the play by calling a timeout.
One of the things that Alabama will do, almost on every play, they're sending somebody, but they also, are fearless in using the safety blitz with Pierce or Colburn, whichever one might be in there.
That's true, and if it puts Tennessee in that situation, if they can just pick up the blitzer, give Alan Cockrell time to find his receivers, he's got man coverage back there, and it could result in some big plays for Tennessee.
Tennessee with 152 yards, Alabama 137 yards offense in the first quarter, and we still have 2 minutes and 52 seconds to play, and the way they've been scoring, each team may put another 100.
Well, we talked about it being a defensive battle today, maybe. I think we could have been wrong. I think the offenses have come out wide open football and are doing a great job.
Well, what's happened the last couple of plays is they've really run right at the Alabama's, right up the nose, and then that time they sucked in the linebackers to play tight, and they put the ball right over their heads.
Here comes Cockrell. Cockrell the option. Cockrell the keeper. Cockrell inside the 10 is spun down to the 8-yard line by Anthony Smiley, number 52, a strong linebacker out of Pinson Valley, Alabama. He picked up 4 yards.
It looks like they're trying to, when they come out on the option play, they're saying, "Okay, Alan, you run with it."
Look at this hit right here. Oh, goodness. Really nice, real nice tackle by the...
I hate to see a quarterback get hit like that.
Todd Roper, the linebacker, a piece of that action. Second down, 7. The ball inside the 10. Ball's trailed by 7. Sam Henderson right up the middle of the 5. Wayne Davis, the freshman linebacker from Gordo, Alabama, stopping the play there. It is third down at the 5-yard line, and we have an injured volunteer. So we have a timeout on the field. Is that Henderson? Sam Henderson, the sophomore from South Bend, Indiana, at 6'2", 245 pounds, carried for 300 yards going into this game. Man, oh man, there are going to be some statistics added to a lot of players in this game today.
Well, there are a lot of points scored last year in the Alabama and Tennessee game, but historically it's not a high-scoring game. It's a real defensive struggle, and I don't know if this is a trend this starting, but it's been wide-open football so far today.
It doesn't look like Sam Henderson's hurt very badly. It would be a blow for Tennessee's offense if he was, since he is the leading rusher.
In that game last year that Johnny Musso referred to, Tennessee won at 35-28 at Neyland Stadium. Had a little crowd there, 95,000, 342 on hand. It was the first volunteer win of the Crimson Tide since 1970. I'll let you guys fight that out.
I tell you, this is a real big play coming up for Alabama defense. They're right here in the shadow of their end zone, and they're going to really see. They're going to be really tested early here by the Tennessee offense.
3rd and 3 for the first down. 3rd and 5 for the touchdown. Cockrell asking for an official's timeout about something.
There's some confusion on the field, definitely.
I think what the referee is thinking, it was an injury timeout, and they're saying that Alan Cockrell cannot call another timeout adjacent to the timeout that was given Tennessee for the injury.
But he's got one.
Well, he did get one. The ruling is if Alan Cockrell had called a timeout, he could not come back and call another one.
Kenneth Cooper, number 30, on the field for Tennessee. The Volunteers under Johnny Major this year with a record of 3-2. We talked about the narrow loss to Pittsburgh, big win over New Mexico. Then Auburn defeated DeVos 37-14. They bounced back to score 45 against the Citadel, 20 last week against LSU. And you know, it's kind of early in the season to talk about must games, gentlemen, but in the Southeastern Conference, this is a must game.
Without a doubt, I think for Tennessee to have any kind of success this season, they've got to beat Alabama.
So here we go. Tennessee, 3rd down 3 for the first down. 3rd down 5 for the touchdown. Cooper, Morris, and Miller in the backfield now. As they go into a power I set left, Rodriguez and Jarvis are down linemen. They got 4 men up front now for Alabama. Here's the play. Cockrell, he's got it. Touchdown. Almost an old naked reverse.
A great offensive play by Cockrell. Everybody went to the right side. Looked like a sweep. He faked the ball, bootlegged it around the left side. He had a receiver out on that side. I think it could have been a run-pass option. But the defender was running with the receiver, so Allen touched the ball and carries it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, Billy Pierce had blitzed on that play, and they just had the right play call at the right time.
80 yards on that drive in 13 plays. Reveiz for the extra point try. 28 points in the first quarter by both teams, and it's not over yet. Score tied. 14-all, 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first period.
I think it might be a matter now of which defense can rise up and find out what's going wrong out there on the field for them. Alan Cockrell on the replay we see here made a good run, went into the end zone untouched.
Alabama's defense was really fooled on that play. I think they really sold the fact that they were sweeping the ball to the right, and although they had the receiver covered in the left side of the end zone, they had no one there to tackle Cochran when he turned the corner.
Joe Carter, 46, 25. Lenny Patrick are back deep for Alabama. Faud Reveiz will kick it off for Tennessee. How about this for the score? Texas 24, Arkansas 3 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Georgia Tech 13, Auburn 7 in the third quarter. Iowa leading Purdue 17-14 in the second period. North Carolina 28, North Carolina State 14 in the third quarter. Wake Forest 19, Maryland 14, third quarter. Reveiz. Line drives it back into the end zone and out of the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line for the Crimson Tide.
I think after the last punt return that Alabama ran back to the Tennessee's 45-yard line, it's going to be important for Faud Reveiz to kick that ball in the end zone so they don't have a chance to run it back.
First down for the Crimson Tide at the Tide 20. Wes Neighbors, his daddy Billy Neighbors, was a great All-American at Alabama, 1959 through 61. Up over the ball is the center. Walter Lewis backpedaling and right over the middle. Completes that pass to Preston Gothard, his tight end, and Carl Zander, 45, Alvin Tolles, 44, the inside linebacker, stopped the play after a 9-yard pickup. Gothard was the fellow who caught that pass that was an apparent, going to at least give Alabama a last-ditch win over Penn State last week. It was called incomplete in the end zone. Tony Simmons is now in. Gilder is now in as a running back for Alabama. Walter Lewis hangs on to the football. Lewis picks up yardage out near the 40. Alvin Tolles, the inside linebacker, nails him after a 10-yard pickup, or almost 10.
Well, I think you have a real good feel for for both teams' game plans. Alabama, both the two times that they weren't backed up deep, came out with wide open plays on first down. They really stretched the volunteer defense. I think Tennessee, on the other hand, felt like there's some weakness in the middle of Alabama's defense, and they've really run the ball right at them, right up the middle.
It was the first down to the 39. Single set back, and the handoff goes to Andrew Gilder. And this time, it was Reggie White, number 92, the big play man for Tennessee. And Johnny Major says that he has seen them all, and Reggie White is as good as Rich Glover, as Leroy Sullivan, and all the rest.
Reggie looked like he was on an inside charge that time and came through clean, was able to make the hit in the backfield.
After a loss of 2, second down 12. 57 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lewis under a rush, stays in the pocket, fires it away. The ball is dropped to the 45-yard line. Incomplete at the 45.
Well, he had his man.
That would have been a great reception by Joe Smith. He had a chance to catch the ball, but the ball was thrown low. It looked like that Reggie White got in and applied a little pressure to Lewis and made him throw before he was ready.
Third down 12 on the Alabama 36-yard line. Carter is splitting way out wide to the right with a single setback, and the man comes in motion. Lewis again finally goes down as Reggie White is all over him. Reggie's 9th sack of the year and a loss of 8 yards.
I think if Alabama feels like that they can still just drop back and pass, they've got to keep 2 men on Reggie White. You see the center there pulling out, looking for Reggie, but Reggie had already gotten by the offensive tackle and made the hit on Lewis.
Malcolm Simmons, a senior from Montgomery, coming on to do the punting, a 42.6 average, a pre-med major out of Montgomery, Alabama, kicking it away to Tim McGee. And McGee fair catches the ball at the 39-yard line. So the Volunteers again come up with good field position. This is the first time that anybody stopped anybody almost.
The field position Tennessee is getting has been so much better than the field position Alabama's had so far. I know that the defense hates to come on the field every time with the ball on the 35 or 40 or 45-yard line.
We're down to 4 seconds to play in the first period. After a 33-yard kick, Tennessee takes the ball at its own 39-yard line. 2 wideouts and a slot left. Cockrell, screen. Alabama reads it. Morris loses yardage as Emmanuel King, number 92, who is the best pass rusher, and Wayne Davis, the left inside linebacker, come in for the kill at a 9-yard loss as we come to the end of the first quarter here in Birmingham.
Emmanuel King leads the teams in tackles behind the line of scrimmage, as well as also tackles in general. And he made a real fine play. He smelt that screen and was right there on top of it.
And so we've reached the end of the first quarter with the score, Tennessee 14, Alabama 14.
All right, Alabama, we got to hold that line now. Hold that line. Defense. Defense. Hold that line. Defense.
Defense being called for by Alabama. We open the second quarter on a second down play, and the call goes to Randall Morris, number 12, and Brent Soule, number 79, makes the hit after a 4-yard pickup. Sal from Clearwater, Florida, at 6'5", 256 pounds. Look at this. Volunteers coming out of the huddle quickly, and they're going for it all. The pass completed down to the 40-yard line as Lenny Taylor pulls it in. They ran the quick huddle, and Taylor gets down to the 37-yard line before Stan Gay, the left cornerback, can make the tackle after a 29-yard pickup.
And we talked about trick plays. I guess you could call that one. Tennessee just went back as they were going to the huddle, rushed to the line of scrimmage. Lenny Taylor didn't even go into the huddle. He stayed out on the side.
Here come the Volunteers again with a slot left. Score tied 14, second quarter. Morris up the middle. Morris on his way, maybe. He is pulled down from behind at the 15, maybe the 14-yard line.
Once again, it looks like Tennessee is really testing the interior line of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Only this tackle by Ricky Thomas from behind saved the touchdown, and Alabama now making wholesale changes defensively after that 23-yard pickup.
Randall Morris slipped out of his shoe there, and if you've never tried to run on artificial turf in your sock feet, it's just about impossible. He had a real chance to go all the way there if he hadn't run out of his shoe.
Ricky Thomas came a long way to make that tackle. He came all the way from the other side of the field.
On the 14-yard line, Tennessee, first down, play action. Here comes the sideline pass again. This time, it is completed to Kenneth Cooper, number 30, out of the backfield. Todd Roper, number 53, making the tackle after an 8-yard pickup.
Kenneth Cooper from Huntsville, Alabama. We haven't seen much of him in the Tennessee lineup all year long.
Now with 14:09 to go in the first half, score tied at 14. Tennessee with the ball down on the 6-yard line. Second down, 1 for the first down, 6 for the touchdown. Power eye. Great hit on Kenneth Cooper by John Hand, number 78, and no gain. John Hand from Sylacauga, Alabama.
The defensive line charge that time by Alabama just overwhelmed the offensive line of Tennessee, and he hit the offensive back in the backfield before he could even get to the line of scrimmage.
John Hand is the biggest player on the Alabama team. He really threw his weight around on this play.
Third down, 1 for the first down, 6 for the touchdown. Same offensive set. Maybe a first down by Wesley Pryor, number 23, running out of the backfield. This is going to be a close call, and the officials, I think, will want to look at it as Freddie Robinson up from the right cornerback spot, the freshman from Mobile.
Freddie did a real nice job on that play. Yeah, it was a real tough tackle. He had a lot of room to maneuver, and it was a real fine one-on-one tackle.
This looks like it's going to be a little short by a couple of inches. And if it is, it's going to bring up a very interesting situation. With the score tied, it's short by that much.
It's really a critical situation, and down on the sidelines, Coach Major's trying to make a decision now whether to go for it or take the field goal. And it looks like they're going to go for it.
The way these teams have been scoring, you kind of hate to give the other team the ball without scoring 7 yourself.
Without a doubt.
Cooper, Morris, and Miller in the backfield for Tennessee.
They're right in front of Alabama's student body here, and they're really trying to get the defense up. They're really they're on their feet.
2 tight ends, power eye. 4th down inches. The crowd will tell you one way or another. Cockrell in trouble, fires it away, and it's incomplete to the end zone, and Alabama holds. John Cook, the intended receiver. Alabama takes over. Stan Gay had the coverage, and the Tide stops the Vols inside the Alabama 5.
Oh, Stan Gay just did a fantastic job on that play. I'm telling you, he didn't know whether he had the quarterback running or passing. He kind of played between both of them. Watch him here on the replay.
Number 90, John Cook, here had an awfully good chance to make a great catch for Tennessee. It looks like he had it momentarily, and then when he met the ground, the ball popped out.
This is a big series right now for the defense. First down, Alabama. Lewis, how about this for courage? Firing away, and it is caught by Joey Jones. Alabama gets out of the hole at the 23-yard line on an 18-yard pass play to Joey Jones.
That was a timing pattern. Joey Jones made the break, and Walter Lewis put the ball right on the money.
Great catch by Joey Jones, the senior from Murray High School, rather, out of Mobile.
He's got some real good speed.
First down, Walter Lewis. firing out of bounds, this time to Joey Jones.
He's got enough speed. They have to respect him deep, and it looks like they're giving him that short pattern. That time their timing was a little bit off.
Terry Brown is giving him a big cushion, and they should be able to complete those passes in front of him all day long if he remains giving him that cushion.
Second down 10 for the Tide at the 23. Lewis goes to Ricky Moore. Moore running behind Willard Sissom, number 72, and Wes Neighbors gets a couple, maybe a little more than that. Make it 3. It'll be third down 7. Kerry Good comes out in the backfield for the Tide. Ricky Moore, number 26, coming out of that huddle. Jesse Bindross comes in motion back to the near side. Walter Lewis under a rush, runs away from it. Now they start the freelance play. Lewis running for the first down, I believe. He's going to be close to it if he doesn't get it. Downfield, Jesse Bindross saw that everything was breaking down. He tried to freelance with Lewis, and it looked like he might have a real shot at him. As it is, Lewis picks up 8.
We have Joey Jones here as Lewis is scrambling around trying to free himself and get open. Really, if he starts to scramble, if the quarterback starts to scramble in your direction, the guy on the sideline should go deep and try to open it up for the other receivers that are coming across.
And that was Bindross, who had cut back to the middle and was actually, I think, open.
He was wide open for a period of time there. Walter, he really never could stop scrambling to get his feet to plant and really throw, though. He's such a good athlete. He makes so much happen. He puts so much pressure on the defense. Well, I think one thing that really surprises me is watching this Alabama team is how well the linemen have made a transition from the wishbone, from having all your weight forward and fire down and blocking and to pass protecting. They're staying back there. They're giving Walter Lewis a lot of time to throw the ball, and this time the play, nobody was open. The play broke down. He scrambled and run, but basically he's had a lot of time to sit back there and find secondary receivers.
Carl Zander, the linebacker, the man injured. Zander, the junior from Mendham, New Jersey. Third in tackles for the Volunteer defense with 24. Second in total hits with 58. Looks like he might have had the wind knocked out of him. He's been replaced by Jim Duncan, number 31, out of Bakersfield, California, junior. Cockrell, by the way, is hit for 138 yards in the air, and Lewis 90. And we're very early in the second quarter.
We're seeing a wide-open football game, that's for sure.
First and 10, Alabama, on the Tide 34. The pitch to the tailback, Kerry Good. Not too much this time. At the 35, Alvin Tolles, number 44, who was a fullback as a freshman, switched to the defense. That's the way those offensive players are. They like to put their helmet right in there and a little pop. I know John volunteered to be a defensive player once, and Bobby Scott probably did too. They like to see what the other guys, how it feels on the other side. They both just left the booth. Second down 10, 35. Cockrell this time gets hit, but he gets that pass away and he completes it to number 86, Preston Gothard. The tight end, Joe Kofer, had the tackle on the play after an 8-yard pickup, and Lewis just barely got that ball away in time, and it'll be third down 2.
Once again, he showed some real poise under pressure. Tennessee's defense comes in on him real hard. He takes really a pretty good shot, but he was able to get the ball off and get it completed, which shows great poise on his part.
Preston Gothard has really been a factor today. He was a second-string tight end. He's really moved in there, and he's done a real fine job.
Jones split to the right, Bindross in the slot right. Walter Lewis looking to this side, firing it away incomplete, underthrowing the ball in Tennessee territory. It was intended for Kerry Good coming out of the backfield. And Terry Brown, number 14, the right cornerback, the freshman from Macon, Georgia, had the coverage. It is fourth down, Tennessee.
Lewis looked a little unsettled that time. It didn't look like he got his feet set before he tried to throw. He was moving around a little bit back there in the pocket and just didn't get set.
I think that play shows a lot of respect for what Alabama thinks of Tennessee's defense. It was third down and less than 2 yards, and they thought they had to go to there to get it.
And I think I said Tennessee. Of course, Alabama kicking it away. And this one is really sailed by Simmons and grabbed by Tim McGee on the return. McGee slipped out of a tackle. But not this one, but he still manages to get the ball out to the 39-yard line. And it was Craig Turner, number 44, who stopped him after a 30-yard return.
I'll tell you, Tennessee has had some long returns on the kickoffs, but they hadn't really done too well on the punt returns.
Well, look at the field position Tennessee has again to start this drive.
The Volunteers, who are locked up at 14 with Alabama, one more look at a fine return by McGee. Saw a little daylight, a little more. And was that close to breaking it possibly? A flag goes down as Morris gets hit at the handoff by number 87, Larry Roberts, who's playing the right defensive tackle spot now. He's from Dothan, Alabama, a sophomore. We'll see the preliminary indication against Tennessee.
Must have been a busted assignment. Roberts went right through there. It looked like he wasn't blocked on that play.
Dead ball foul. Illegal procedure. Offense. First down.
First and 15 on the illegal procedure call. Clyde Duncan, 24. Tim McGee, 88. Lenny Taylor, number 2, are the wideouts for the Volunteers. Morris, the fullback. The halfback draw to Johnnie Jones. Jones up the middle to the 44. Who got trapped up there?
It looked like that was just a draw play from the I formation. Cockrell took the ball back to Johnnie Jones, who picked his way through the middle of the Alabama line.
Nice big hole for him. Second down, 5. Out come the Vols. We're 9:50 away from the end of the first half. Score tied at 14. All the scoring done in the first quarter.
Well, they're really picking on the middle of Alabama's defense.
That was a trap play there.
Morris to the 50, gain of 6. Scott McRae, 45, the left side linebacker on the inside, making the stop.
Tennessee's looking good right now on offense, but I think as the game goes along, it's how well they can play against the tremendous depth that Alabama has.
Kenneth Cooper is in for Johnnie Jones as the tailback for the Volunteers. First down, 10. Clock ticking away, a little less than 9.5 minutes to go now. Alan Cockrell looking and completes this pass at the 42-yard line. McGee brought down by Britton Cooper, number 20, and they get 9 on that one. Tim McGee from Cleveland, Ohio. Came out of the same high school that produced Anthony Hancock.
Tennessee's done a real good job mixing their plays up. They've run the ball. They make Alabama respect the run. The linebackers inch in, and then they throw a pass out in the flats.
They're really getting a good mix of play calling from the sideline with Coach Harris.
Look at that passing yardage in the first half. Second down, 2. Jones going for the first down. Wayne Davis, number 58, the linebacker, stops him, and I don't know if they'll take a look at this one or not. It looks like they have the first down. They do. The ball at the 39-yard line of Alabama.
Cornelius Bennett was in the game, and they're really high on him. He got to the ball real quick. He's a real fine-looking freshman athlete out there.
Jim Miller has come out. Laren Brown, number 80, is now in as a wideout. And the handoff goes to Randall Morris, and Morris gets a first down to the 22-yard line. And Britton Cooper, number 20, the free safety, has to make the hit after a 17-yard pickup.
Once again, Tennessee is just testing the center of that Alabama defensive line, and they've had great success with it.
Mike Rodriguez is coming back as the nose tackle as Alabama gets in a fresh front 3. Brown is out. McGee is in as a wideout for Tennessee. First down, Volunteers. Cockrell on the pitch to his tailback. And Jones gets down to about the 15, where Britton Cooper, the free safety, comes up to make the stop after a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down, 3. We have less than 8 minutes to go now in the first half at Legion Field in Birmingham. Merle Harmon along with Bobby Scott and Johnny Musso, hoping you're enjoying our first telecast on SportsView. And if you are, tell your friends about us. We'll have a lot of exciting Southeastern Conference football for you for the rest of the season. 2nd and 3 for Tennessee. Morris stumbled and was kind of tripped up, and Emmanuel King, number 92, came in for the kill. Maybe he may have lost a yard. 3rd down, almost 4 yards to go now.
Well, Tennessee's done a real good job on 1st down. They put Alabama in a real bind. This time it was 2nd and 3. They're averaging, I bet, 6 or 7 yards on 1st down, running the ball at the middle.
You can really put pressure on the defense by getting that 5 and 6 yards on 1st down.
Cockrell calling his play at the line of scrimmage. I don't know who can hear him. I'll tell you who heard him. Jim Miller did. Jim Miller gets the 1st down at the 10-yard line. Wayne Davis, the linebacker, the freshman from Gordo, Alabama, makes the tackle after a gain of 7. Jim Miller out of Father Ryan High School in Nashville, the freshman. He's a big one, 6'4", 215 pounds. Tennessee can get a 1st down without scoring. The ball just barely outside the 10. Score tied 14.
And Randall Morris just ran right out of his shoe.
You're going to have to really tape those things on. Cornelius Bennett covering. You saw that. Here it is. Watch the shoe now, okay? Where's my shoe?
Well, that's being quick right there, Merle, and your shoes can't keep up with you.
But good. I remember seeing number 22 for Alabama do that a few times back in the 70s.
No, I was so slow they used to run in front of me.
Splitting wide to the left, Lenny Taylor. 2nd and 12. Cockrell gets hit inside the 15 at about the 14. He might have lost a yard or so. Sammy Hood, number 43, who is now in the game defensively for Alabama, comes up on the hit.
Cockrell here is rolling out to his left side. He's rolling into the teeth, really, of Alabama defense. They had 3 defensive backs over there. The receivers were covered by 2 of them, and the other one comes up and makes the hit.
And if you're wondering now where Sam Henderson is, as Tennessee gets down deep in Alabama territory, Cockrell really getting nailed there, but Henderson is on the sideline. They just brought a bucket of ice and an ice pack over. And on 3rd down, Morris is stopped at the 11. It is 4th down. Todd Roper, number 53, the right linebacker, on the tackle.
I think Tennessee was in that long yardage situation. I think it's 3rd and about 13. They decided to go ahead and try to take the field goal with Faud Reveiz.
Reveiz coming on. The ball to be held at about the 19-yard line. Sells the holder, slide angle to the left. He's 8 out of 13 field goal attempts. This will be a 23-yard effort, and it's good, and Tennessee takes the lead. So the Volunteers settle for the field goal.
I think Tennessee thought it was very important to get some points on that drive. Earlier they got down there, and Alabama made a real fine defensive stand. And on 4th down, they elected to go for the touchdown. I think they thought it was very important, as Bobby said, to get some points on that drive.
Okay, the score of 17-14, Tennessee, and we'll be back right after this.
SportsView offers you a new concept.
Back at Legion Field in Birmingham, Tennessee has jumped into a 3-point lead over Alabama with 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go. And here comes Reveiz in the kickoff, and this is a line drive shot coming down the middle. And this one is going to be fielded short. And look what we've got going now with Chester Braggs. Braggs taking the ball all the way down into Tennessee territory to the 30-yard line, and I see no flags.
I know Ray Perkins on the sideline is real relieved to see that there's no flags on the field. This is their second real fine return.
I don't know if Reveiz is trying to kick a knuckleball or what, but I think he'd be better off trying to kick that ball out of the end zone.
Chester Bragg's really turned up the field quick.
A 63-yard return. Alabama, Walter Lewis, inside handoff. And it's Ricky Moore, brought down by Dale Jones after a gain of 4.
Not the wishbones, but that was shades of the triple option again there, Earl.
The way this game is going, we're liable to see anything in it.
That's true. That looked like the old Houston veer.
It was, yes.
Let's try something new, guys. Let's see if they can defense this. That's about the way it's been going. Second down, 6. Lewis completed. Gothard, the tight end, number 86, the junior from Montgomery, the walk-on, brought down by Jim Duncan, number 31, after an 11-yard pickup at a first down.
This Gothard has played one fine football game. I bet that is his fourth pass to catch today. He's been right there in the middle, working against the linebackers and finding openings, and Lewis has hit the ball right to him every time he's been open, I think.
Gothard playing for the injured Thornton Chandler, but jumping into the number 1 spot today. And this time the pitch goes to Good. And Good is down to the 5-yard line. Jim Duncan, the linebacker, makes the stop after a 9-yard pickup by Good.
Somebody's hurt on the field there. There's Kerry Good. He really had a fine block. I couldn't see that. I think it was Ricky Moore opened that up for him. He gave him a lot of room, and he cut right for the goal line, took it as far as he could go, stumbled a little bit. Real fine run. That guy's just a freshman.
Kerry Good had roared 85 yards to set up a touchdown for Alabama. Ricky Moore finally going in from the 3. I believe that's Johnny Williams, it is, number 46, the middle guard from Knoxville, out of Fulton High School, a senior for UT, being attended by the medical staff. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left to play in the first half. And Tennessee leading 17-14.
Well, you know, he's got over 100 yards, well over 100 yards already today. Against Tennessee, it was always a lot harder than that for me.
Yeah, Bobby Scott doesn't believe that.
I'll tell you what, we did have some fine ball games against each other back in the late 60s, early 70s, and this right here, what could be more exciting than this, though, I'll tell you.
Second down, 1 for the first down. 6 yards to go for the touchdowns. Jay Grogan, 27. Preston Gothard, 86, are the tight ends now for Alabama. Walter Lewis, touchdown.
If you look at this play, you see that Tennessee had its right defensive tackle split way out on the outside shoulder of the offensive tackle and left a big hole there. That might just been a case where Lewis took the ball on his own.
Bobby, I think you're right. I think he do that on his own. This is a wide open game. A quarterback sneak will get 7 yards.
All right, the extra point is good. We've got 3:21 to go. Alabama back in front. It's 21-17. We'll be right back after this word from your local cable system. Legion Field in Birmingham, 3:21 to go in the first half, and this seesaw affair now. Alabama back in front, 21-17. A great 63-yard run, followed by 30 yards on 4 plays by Alabama, with Walter Lewis going the last 5, and it's 21-17. Back deep for Tennessee is Randall Morris, along as we have Alabama getting ready to kick it off. And it's kicked away by Terry Sanders. And out of bounds. That'll cost him 5. So Tennessee should get a run back on this next kick.
It'll be the first one they've had in the ball game. Alabama's kicker has been able to put the ball in the end zone every time and force a touchback.
Welcome aboard on Sports View on our first telecast of Southeastern Conference football. Boy, what a way to start. We hope that you're enjoying it as much as the 75,000 fans here at Legion Field are. And a pretty good following from Tennessee. They had over 10,000, over 10,000 tickets. I think 10,001 because somebody managed to get that extra one. So the ball placed back at the 35, and Terry Sanders will go at it again. Lewis needs 16 more yards total offense to break Scott Hunter's record at Alabama. Hunter's total offensive mark, 4,785 yards, and Scott will be with us at halftime. This time we should get a run back and do from the 3-yard line. And another fine return, Rocky Colburn on this return of 41 yards.
Again, I think Alabama's really putting a lot of pressure on themselves. They're giving Tennessee the ball on the 40-yard line or better, I think, on 2 or 3 different occasions.
Well, there's a lot of yardage picked up, but at the end of the play, there's some pretty good hitting going on.
Yes, sir.
At the 44-yard line, Tennessee puts it in play. Jim Miller, stopped by Scott McRae, number 45. Jim Miller, a freshman from Nashville, gets 5, and it'll be second down and 5. Clock showing 2:54 to go in the first half. Alabama on top, 21-17 a few minutes ago. Tennessee was leading 17-14. Second down, 6. Cockrell fires it back over the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Clyde Duncan, number 24, the split end from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Todd Groper, the linebacker, in that coverage pattern. It'll be third down now coming up. 6 yards to go. Number 88, Tim McGee, coming in as a wideout. Randall Morris, number 12, coming back into the backfield. John Cook, the tight end, coming out. So Duncan, McGee, and Taylor will be in now as 3 wide receivers for Tennessee on 3rd and long. Cockrell gets out of the trap. Incomplete. Billy Pierce, the strong safety, went for the interception. Didn't get it, and it's 4th down coming up for Tennessee.
That's really a dangerous pass on Allen's part there. When you're moving to your left, he was scrambling out and then turned back to throw the ball back across the field. Too many bad things can happen to you in that situation.
Jimmy Colquitt back to do the punting. I believe this is only a second punt today.
That was Alabama's best defensive effort so far in the game.
Colquitt with a 44.4 average, his longest 70. Greg Richardson is back, and this one he kind of shanked off his foot. The ball not going very far, down by Tennessee on the 25-yard line.
There's a penalty on the field. So I think they're going to call roughing the kicker here.
They are indeed. That's the preliminary signal.
That's a big break for Tennessee.
We have 2 minutes, 19 seconds to play in the first half. Tennessee apparently stopped by Alabama's defense. Here's where it happened, right there.
They went after the block there, and it looked like the people that were rushing the punter kind of ran into each other, and their momentum carried them into the kicker.
So a long discussion on this one. If they take the penalty, 4th down 1, I believe, is what Cockrell was telling the bench. Roughing the kicker is the call. down. So the ball goes to the 47-yard line of Alabama. And Tennessee takes a timeout with 2 minutes, 19 seconds left to go. And Tennessee has used its last timeout. 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the first half, that is. Because if you're looking at that score, you might think it's near the end of the game. It isn't, folks. Don't go away. There's the score. Alabama 21 and Tennessee 17. And we'll be back right after these messages. Why that was not automatic first down, incidental contact. That's a judgment call by the official. A 43-yard punt. Alabama has the ball just inside its own 15 and 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half. And if you're wondering, do they have time to score? They got time to score 3 or 4 here in the 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Alabama scored first of the game with 11:14 to go in the first quarter. And then on the next play from scrimmage, Tennessee scored on an 80-yard touchdown pass. Walter Lewis fires. Walter Lewis hits. Gothard, who's been his favorite receiver this afternoon, out of bounds on the 34-yard line, chased out by Tommy Sims, the left cornerback. And it's a first down for Alabama, and that didn't take up too much time. 2:03 to go in the first half.
They had Joey Jones going deep on the right side of the field in double coverage, and this Gothard kid has really been open all day long.
He showed good presence of mind to run for the sideline.
He sure did.
The clock.
That 19-yard pass play just breaks Scott Hunter's total offensive record for a career at Alabama by Walter Lewis. Now Lewis is going to add to it as he hits Joey Jones. Looks like he's running a 2-minute drill, Bobby.
It sure does. They're throwing the ball outside or throwing the ball in a position where somebody has got a chance of running out of bounds with the ball and stopping the clock.
Gain of 11 and a first down.
He makes a real good catch here and using tiptoes on the sideline to stay in bounds and make the reception.
First down in the 45 of Alabama. Lewis double fake of the handoff. Throws on the run, and again he's got Preston Gothard, and Gothard is knocked out of bounds at about the 33-yard line of Tennessee by Terry Brown, number 14, the right quarterback out of Macon, Georgia.
That was just the reverse of the play we saw earlier. You had Joey Jones again cleaning out the area, and Gothard coming underneath. What a great throw that is, going against the grain, running to his left and throwing. What a great pass.
22 yards and a first down on the 33.
Lewis is putting a lot of pressure on the defense and sprinting out in the run-pass option type.
Now we're down to 1 minute 33 seconds to go in the first half. Lewis going for it all this time to Joey Jones, out of bounds. Terry Brown, the freshman out of Macon, Georgia, number 14, had the coverage for the Volunteers. Now the clock stopped, 1 minute 26 to go in the first half.
He was well covered, but I tell you, that play will pay off dividends later, because they know they got to respect Joey Jones deep, and they've been giving him the short pass, and I think they'll come back to that real soon.
Up over the ball is Wes Neighbors. The guards are Adcock and Sissom. Wideouts to each side, running back split. Lewis inside handoff. Goes to the run to Ricky Moore. And Moore responds by taking the ball to the 24-yard line, possibly the 23, a gain of 9.
Tennessee expecting pass here, puts on the big rush, and they run a draw play. Nobody is left in the middle, and he makes a fine run.
I think that's real good strategic football there. They have plenty of time to go down the field and score, and Tennessee's defense definitely was not looking for a running play there.
Third down 1 after a gain of 9. Lewis will get it. They just wedge him out. Neighbors, Adcock, and Sissom charging straight ahead. Lewis with his 209 pounds right behind him for the first down on a gain of 3. And we have 49 seconds to go in the first half. Alabama takes the timeout, and they will have 2 remaining. Bama leading 21-17. What a first half.
Alabama is, I think, has great play selection at this time. They're dropping straight back, throwing the ball. They're play actioning and bootlegging. running Lewis outside, giving him the run-pass option, and then drawing up the middle. You can't have much better play selection than that, and it's working for Alabama's offense right now really well.
Well, you know, I think that's some accomplishment. Walter Lewis had just broken Scott Hunter's record. He did it on the wishbone offense, basically, except for the first 5 games of this season. Scott Hunter did it pretty much with a pro attack. He really threw the ball the majority of the time, and this guy's been under a wishbone quarterback. He's ran, he's thrown, and to have accomplished and broken that record from basically a run offense is just a real tribute to him, I believe.
The voice of Johnny Musso and Bobby Scott, our analysts this afternoon. It'll be first down for Alabama on the 22-yard line of Tennessee. 49 seconds remaining in the first half. Alabama, by the way, is number 1 in total offense per game in the Southeastern Conference, 464.4 yards per game. Tennessee, the best defense in the Southeastern Conference, at 237.4 yards per game allowed. The Alabama defense went south against Penn State, though. Lewis sacked back on the 30-yard line. Joe Cofer, number 42, the strong safety from Knoxville Rural High School.
I think you'll see on this play that the receivers in the secondary were just covered. They did a great job of covering them. Really, Lewis has plenty of time to get the ball away here, but he has no place to throw it, and consequently has to take the sack.
Cofer had lined up, and you see him coming right now.
There are a lot of battles fought out there each play, and this one I think Tennessee just won.
You know, that was a great second effort by Cofer. He was blocked out of the play one time, got up and went ahead and made the tackle anyway. And Tennessee now will get a little breather defensively as Alabama calls a second timeout, and you're looking at 35 seconds to go in the first half with the Tide leading 21-17. At the end of the first quarter, the game was deadlocked at 14. So the defensive work for the last few seconds has been outlined and brought back into the defensive huddle by Carl Zender. Walter Lewis has been to the sideline to talk to Ray Perkins and his staff.
I don't know, but you might look for another rollout with a run-pass type option for Lewis. They've had great success with it this series.
Second down, 18 after the loss. Lewis is trapped again, and the ball shaken loose, but Lewis falls on it. Reggie White, number 92, is firing in there. They tried to shake that ball loose and did, but Lewis very calmly wrapped his arms around that football with 17 seconds to go. He lost 7. Alabama takes its last timeout.
I think this sack can be attributed to good coverage in the defensive backfield, again, by the University of Tennessee.
That really puts Alabama out of field goal range. This is a real important play for Alabama. I think they want to get a good 12, 15-yard pass down the field to set up a field goal try.
Did I see Joe Cofer coming from the other side on that defensive effort?
I think you did.
Cofer and Reggie White. You see White because White is everywhere. Cofer has made 2 big defensive plays then in this last series.
Well, I think they've gone to the safety blitz to try to put more pressure on Lewis to make him throw the ball when he doesn't want to. I think he is really showing good presence of mind. He doesn't want to throw an interception down here when they have a chance to put 3 more points on the board at least.
Cofer had lined up on the right side for 1 sack and then moved to the other side for that last play. Here is third down, 24 coming up for Alabama. We have 16 seconds remaining in the first half. No timeouts left for either team. Walter Lewis. Lewis right over the middle. It is complete. And again, he hits. Preston Gothard is tied in for a first down inside the 10. The ball down at the 8, and Carl Zander makes the tackle.
They've got the field goal team on the field.
A 28-yard reception, 8 seconds to go. The field goal unit is on. Van Tippett out of Red Bay, Alabama, will kick it from the 15. It is good. Alabama on the board again by the field goal with a second left in the first half, and the Tide goes up 24-17.
Preston Gothard has had some kind of first half of football today. He seems to be open. He's all over the field. He's open, and Walter Lewis has got radar for him, I think.
Well, 1 second to go, and don't go away. Somebody might score.
That's the way it's been in the first half. I think we've really seen an exciting first half of football.
Here's what set it up.
Walter Lewis is going back there. I think Gothard must have been his primary receiver. He seemed to look at him all the way. He just found to open it right in the middle, and he almost took it in. He had one guy to beat there. He just couldn't get his momentum going to carry in the end zone, though.
It looked like they had a play-action fake right behind where Gothard was lined up, and when the linebacker let him go to take the fake to the back, he was able to slip in behind the linebacker and make the reception.
So 1 second remains as Alabama will kick it off. Tide scoring on a 78-yard drive, 25-yard field goal by Van Tiffen, who now has kicked 10 out of 13 for the year. He leads the Southeastern Conference in scoring. Wesley Pryor, number 23, is back deep for Tennessee. Harry Sanders kicks it away. Wesley Pryor has no choice but to run it out. No time left. Pryor is down at the 25-yard line. And the first snap comes to an end. Cornelius Bennett made the tackle for Alabama. And a wild, wild first half, possibly one of the wildest first halves these two teams have ever played. And Alabama walks off at halftime with a 24-17.
Majors is concerned about the future of the Tennessee football team, but as he says, he thinks there's light at the end of the tunnel. He thinks the Tennessee team and the program is on the way up.
Apple tactic. You both time you had your hands right around his Adam's apple, right? I'm not interested in that now. You hit from a low leverage point, hit up through those numbers.
The road for Johnny Majors bringing the Tennessee program back to national respectability has been a lot longer and a lot tougher than he'd expected when he took the job back in 1977. His first year, his team went 4-7, the most losses ever by a Tennessee team. Since then, it's been a slow turn upwards, though. There have been some setbacks along the way, like a 44-0 loss to Georgia and a 43-7 loss to Southern California. But there have also been some big wins, like last year's victory over Alabama and a 1979 win against Notre Dame. Through it all, Majors has kept fighting, and the thousands of Tennessee faithful have continued to jam Neyland Stadium, being very patient.
I won't be satisfied until we have the things that Nebraska has and some other people who've been winning, because we have a great tradition. And I want to see that rebuilt because it's very significant to me, because it means a lot to me personally and professionally. Also means a lot to me because I'm a Tennessee volunteer.
Majors has said that his hard work is finally starting to show some dividends. He has seen improvement this year. Despite early losses to Pittsburgh and Auburn, Majors stays optimistic. Last week's win over LSU 20-6 may have proved that Majors and his volunteers have finally arrived after more than a decade of struggling.
He's more, I guess what you call, he's more intense now. And he believes in us. And, all the guys have just seen a big difference, and he's just fun to be around now because we realize that if we go out and practice with him, we can keep him off our backs. And that's something that we've been doing. We've really been having fun with him.
I can see daylight, and I feel better about our program, and I feel like there will be brighter days ahead. And I'm most excited and most encouraged, and I plan to be here many years to go.
You look, gentlemen, at those total yards in this ball game and told somebody that we were only at halftime, I don't think they believe you.
That's true. It's been really an offensive contest in a game that we thought would be defensive. Tennessee has come out with a wide-open offense, as is Alabama, and it's just made for an exciting ball game.
I think the one thing that stands out on these statistics is just how even they really are. I think probably the only difference in the game so far is Alabama's one effort on the goal line that held Tennessee on a 4th-and-1 situation, and that's basically the difference in the two teams at halftime.
In a game as wild as this one, there's one statistic down there as you look at turnovers that is absolutely amazing. None.
Well, it really is, and I just think it shows what kind of precision both offensive teams have played with today.
I felt like early before the ball game that Tennessee had to play without any turnovers to be in this contest, and so far it's turned out.
Do either of you feel that either one of these teams can keep this kind of offensive momentum going for a whole ball game?
I'll tell you, if they do, it's going to make for an exciting second half too. It's awfully hard to keep that intensity going for 60 minutes in a ball game. I think that the team that lets down first will be the team that probably loses this ball game.
Yeah, and the coaches have a lot of adjusting to do. They get a chance to sit down and think this out a little bit. And so I think you'll see some defensive adjustments, but basically I think it's going to continue to be a wide open game. It doesn't look like either team is pulling in their horns.
With the halftime score, Alabama 24 and Tennessee 17. We'll be right back with Merle Herman along with Johnny Musso and Bobby Scott, and Alabama leading by a score of 24-17. Alabama got the scoring underway way back in the first quarter on a 31-yard touchdown pass from Walter Lewis to Joey Jones. And then guess what happened? The next kickoff grounded in the end zone, touched back to the 20. And on the first play that Tennessee used, it was an 80-yard touchdown and run from Alan Cockrell to Lenny Taylor, and it took 13 seconds for Tennessee to tie the score, and things have been going just as wild ever since.
That's true, and we just handed a message from the Tennessee locker room, Merle, that the Tennessee coaches don't think that Henderson will be back into the Tennessee lineup in the second half, and if he's not in the game, it surely could hurt Tennessee.
It might hurt them, particularly up the middle, where they really need all of that strength of his in the short yardage situation.
Right, and they had Tennessee had great success running against Alabama in the first half in the middle. So if Henderson's not able to play, it could hurt Tennessee's offensive attack.
By the way, statistically, the leading rusher for Alabama, Good had 102 yards on 5 carries. Of course, the big 86-yarder was what shot his yardage up so quickly. Morris, the leading ball carrier for Tennessee, 59 yards. Cockrell, 7 out of 11, 146 and 1 touchdown. Lewis for Alabama, 13 out of 19, 199 yards and 1 touchdown. Leading pass receiver today has been Lenny Taylor for Tennessee with 109 yards on 2 receptions, and he got 80 on 1 of those. That's what makes all these statistics so wacky. So we're getting ready for the third quarter, hoping that you're enjoying what you have seen in the first half. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week on your systems with more Southeastern Conference football. Paul Fields you're looking at now. Paul is the number 3 quarterback out of Gardendale, Alabama. Mike Shula, Don Shula's son, has moved up to the number 2 spot for the Crimson Tide. But when you have a Walter Lewis around, there's really not too much time for anybody else to play.
I'm telling you, I'm real impressed with Walter Lewis, the performance he's had. I know they must have drilled him all week. We can't have turnovers. We can't have turnovers. He had 3 interceptions and 3 fumbles last week. And he's been back there, I'm telling you, he's been cool and calm. He hasn't thrown the ball in the crowd. When nothing's there, he scrambled and really put a lot of pressure on the Tennessee defense.
You know, it's one of the things that's amazed me about him, Bobby, which I know you would appreciate as a quarterback, has been the calm, cool collectedness of him. Randall Morris, no run back on this one as Terry Sanders just kicks it out of sight. So Tennessee will take the first crack at it in the third quarter, trailing in this game by a score of 24-17. The volunteer backfield, Alan Cockrell at quarterback. Cockrell, a junior from Joplin, Missouri, at 6'2", 218 pounds. Henderson out of action, as you have been informed. Randall Morris, number 12, from Long Beach, California. The fullback, Johnnie Jones, the tailback from Munford, Tennessee. And that ball deflected. Might have been John Hand who got a hand on it to make a play on words. He is 6'7", 280 pounds, number 78, as Cockrell attempting to get that pass away. And here comes Mr. Hand.
It looks like Randall Morris was coming in there trying to cut him and was not able to. He didn't get there to him in time, and Hand was able to get his hands up in the air and knock the ball away.
Sorry I got into that, Bobby. 2nd down and 10. Cockrell goes to the run. Jones gets nothing. And at the bottom is Randy Edwards, 96. He will give him a yard, although he didn't get quite to the 21-yard line. Randy Edwards, the senior from Marietta, Georgia, stops the play.
I think they made some defensive adjustments in the middle of Alabama's defensive line. If that's any indication of the way the half is going to go this half, we're going to see a little bit more tough defense than we saw in the first half.
John Matthews is put on number 82 and comes in as a tight end. Cockrell in trouble is sacked. Back of the 16 by Emmanuel King, and that's number 9 for King this year, number 2 today. And the loss on the play, 4 yards.
That was a play that Tennessee had great success with last week against LSU. It was a shovel pass to Randall Morris and underneath, and he was just, Cockrell was just not able to get the ball to him. You see here. I said,
Emmanuel King's done that all year. He's really put pressure on the quarterback.
That was Johnnie Jones in there instead of Randall Morris.
And the kick to Greg Richardson. Rolls by the 45, down to the 43, down to the 42 is Jimmy Colquitt, one of the nation's premier kickers. Gets a little bit of a roll on that one to help out and gets 41 yards on it.
I'll tell you, Colquitt's got to be able to hit the ball better than that to keep Tennessee in the field position that they had in the first half. You see right here that it looks like the field position's changed.
Alabama now has the good field position at zone 42. Wes Neighbors up over the ball. Adcock and Sisson the guards. Walker and Vickers the tackles. Walter Lewis looks to the sideline, throws it, completes it just about at the line of scrimmage to Kerry Good, and he was covered like a blanket by Tommy Sims, number 16, for no gain.
Good pressure in there again by Reggie White. He made Lewis throw the ball before he really wanted to, and to a man that was just about covered. Could have been an interception.
Joey Jones comes out of the huddle, splits wide to the right side. Jesse Bendross splits wide to the left for the Tide. Second down, 10. Movement in the backfield, and the handoff is going to Ricky Moore, and Moore gets up near the midfield stripe before he is brought down, but I see no flags.
Nobody saw that one. That surprises me. The right halfback did move.
Alvin Tolles making the tackle at the 47-yard line. So Bama got away with one. Third down, 5. Comes the Tide. Then Dross splits to the left. To the right side, Joey Jones. Here comes the blitz. And the handoff goes to Kerry Good, and Good gets the first down, I think, down to about the 47-yard line. A gain of 5 yards.
Looked like a little inside trap play. It's a real good play to have called against the blitz. Kerry Good is really fighting out for some tough yardage, and he's got the first down there.
Line of scrimmage, the next forward yard, the 47. That's where we'll call it. Now the receivers are split wide. Bendross in the slot left. Walter Lewis, straight drop, throwing to the far side. Completes one inside the 40-yard line.
Once again, Tennessee's corners just look like they're giving too much cushion. They're completing everything in front of them and just methodically moving the ball down the field.
Kerry Good coming out of the backfield to get that first down on an 11-yard pickup.
Murray, you hadn't heard much from Jesse Bendross today, but I tell you, he's taken the double coverage, and it's really freeing Gothard and Good in that situation to really catch the ball underneath.
Bendross had a big day against Penn State. 8 receptions, 145 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Here comes Lewis on the pitch to Good. Check that, on the pitch to Moore. And Moore is brought down by Tolles at the 35. So not much on that. Gain of a yard, that's all. Kerry Good is out. Joe Carter is in now for Alabama. Number 46, you see Joe Carter from Starkville, Mississippi. Ricky Moore from Huntsville, Lee High School. Oh, you look at that offensive line. Walker, Adcock, Neighbors, and Sisson, all from Huntsville. Different high schools. Lewis on the drop on 2nd and 9. Now looking for help. And finally fires away, looking for Preston Gothard.
I think Walter really showed a lot of presence in mind with what he did with the football that play. He goes back, he's rushed a little bit. He just can't find anywhere to go. He didn't force the ball in there. He just sets up and he threw it out of bounds. They really drilled him on, I think, this whole week on not turning the ball over and the real importance of not throwing interceptions.
In a situation like that, that's the best throw he can make.
24-17 Alabama, third quarter. Bama, third down 9. Lewis swings one incomplete, just simply overthrew Joe Carter. Boy, that takes a little courage, too, to throw that ball out there in the flat.
That's true. It looked like he got just a little impatient then. He wasn't really pressured, and he went to his safety valve a little bit too quickly, I think.
Talking about courage, how about Joe Carter? He's got to put his arms over his head and try to go after that one, knowing the linebacker's zeroing in on him.
Van Tippen coming on. Tippen is going to kick one from the 43-yard line. He kicked one 51 yards against Memphis State. This will be a 50. He's going to be way short on this one and off to the right side. He had broken Bucky Berry's record, set for 50 yards, but he misses on this one. And so Tennessee has stopped Alabama. And maybe these two teams decided, hey, we played offense in the first half, let's play defense in the second half.
That's true. They come out in both series for both defensive teams. They came out and stopped the offenses that just had a field day in the first half.
So Alabama will give up the ball on the previous line of scrimmage on the field goal attempt, which is the 36 of Tennessee. Randall Morris, number 12. Johnnie Jones, number 33 of the I-backs. Cockrell calling his play on the line. Oh, nobody out there. Somebody made a mistake. Flag goes down on the play. Scramble for the ball. And Alabama has it, but there was a flag at the 37.
That's the first big break of the ball game, Merle, and it's a flag on the play, too.
The flag was thrown almost immediately.
I don't know whether that was a miscue by Colquitt or by the tailback. Somebody did go the wrong direction.
Freddie Robinson finally wound up with possession on the 15-yard line. The penalty was against Tennessee. A 20-yard pickup on the fumble.
It's really hard to say who should have been back there. It's definitely a mix-up on the play. The big break so far has gone to Alabama, the first turnover of the game.
Alabama leading 24-17. We're in the third quarter at Legion Field. Turns Ricky Moore loose, and Moore, really gets blasted on a gang tackle at about the 16. Carl Zander, 45. And that Tennessee defensive unit showing that it can give you a little bump and bruise.
Yes, in a situation like that, that's what the defense has to do. You get a big turnover, and the defense has to go on the field and shut them down.
And you saw Vince Clark, the free safety, coming up, number 29. Second down, 10 for Alabama. Good up the middle, inside the 10 to the 9. Alvin Tolles, 44, the inside linebacker, brings him down after a 6-yard pickup. 10 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Carey is not a real big person. He weighs about 170 pounds, 6 foot tall, but he is really doing some tough running in there today. That's real tough yardage. He's proved to me today he can break the long run, but he can get that tough yardage inside, too.
Kerry Good, who had 85 against Penn State, got the starting call today, gets 7 on that one. Third down coming up, 3 yards to go for Tennessee for the first down. Tennessee showing the blitz. Here it comes. Safety blitz on, and the ball thrown out of the end zone. Good coverage by Sims on the intended receiver, Kerry Good.
Tennessee thought that was expecting the pass. They came with an all-out blitz. He had man coverage out there on the receiver, but was not able to hit him. The ball wasn't even catchable. It was thrown out of bounds.
The Alabama fan reaction thought there could have been interference on the play, but actually it had taken place when both the receiver and the defender were out of the end zone.
So a moment ago, Van Tippen missed a long shot. Now he's got a chip shot from the 16, right hash mark. Lots of distance, line drive, 26 yards right through the uprights.
Tennessee's lucky to get out of that with just 3 points. I think the defense came in and played well that time in a really a hard situation.
So Bama takes a 10-point lead over Tennessee, 27-17.
There's Van Tiffen now. I've heard Ray Perkins say that he thinks by the time this young man leaves, he's going to be the finest kicker in the nation. He was a walk-on at Alabama. He had offered scholarships at several other schools, but had enough confidence in himself to come to Alabama just to try out and walk on. And I think that's the type of confidence that will make a kicker successful.
So Tennessee will be on the receiving end of the kickoff. 26-yard field goal. 4 plays on that little drive. Terry Sanders to kick it off for Alabama. And Randall Morris has retreated to the end zone for Tennessee. 9:39 to go in the third quarter. Alabama on top, 27-17 after leading at halftime, 24-17. Van Tiffen had kicked a field goal with a second left in the half, a 25-yarder. Now comes back with a 26-yard effort. Fielded and downed in the end zone for the touchback. Randall Morris downs it. It'll be Tennessee's ball at the Tennessee 20.
From Tennessee's perspective there, I thought that was very important that the defense held and didn't allow the touchdown. They did get a field goal, but I thought that was after the turnover and been put with their backs to the wall. That was a pretty impressive thing for Tennessee. I think that was very important. Later in the game, we'll see if that extra 4 points makes a difference.
Tennessee with Alan Cockrell, Randall Morris, Johnnie Jones in the eye. In the flat. And on his way is Clyde Duncan. He's going to outrun everybody. You talk about big plays. Look at this one.
Just another one of many that's been in this game. Alan Cockrell faked the pitch sweep to the right side and hit Duncan on a quick screen. He had 3 linemen out in front of him, broke him loose, and he's got the kind of speed that if he gets a step on you, you're really in trouble. You're not going to catch him.
80 yards, 1 play, 13 seconds, and that's exactly how long it took Cockrell to throw an 80-yard touchdown pass to Lenny Taylor right after Alabama had scored the first touchdown of the game. We've got the same thing all over again, and the extra point try is good.
I tell you, we've got us a good ball game on our hands, Merle.
The defense, they came out, played pretty well for a couple of series. And
sure did.
Offense said, wait a minute, you're not going to show us up. 27-24 Alabama.
I think we've got another angle on that replay here. You see he fakes a pitch to the right side and then hits him on a quick screen. He's got 2 linemen out in front of him. One of them gets a block. He runs by the other one. He's got another block downfield there, and once Duncan gets a step on you, you're not going to catch him. He's got great speed.
I believe the coaches say that's how you draw it up on the blackboard.
Without a doubt.
Alan Cockrell's longest touchdown pass this year had been 53 yards. He has 2 80-yarders today.
I know talking to the Alabama defensive coaches, they said there was a lot of concern about in the first part of the season, Alabama's defense has given up several big plays, and they certainly Tennessee has turned 2 big ones over on them today.
So Reveiz, who just kicked the extra point, puts this one airborne, line drive style, being chased by Joe Carter, but it comes up short. It comes up to Lenny Patrick, and here comes Patrick down the field. Patrick gets that ball down into Tennessee territory. It came short. Carter was ready to field it. Patrick went over there and got it. And Charles Davis saved that one after a 44-yard return by Lenny Patrick.
It looks like Monday's first order of business is going to be kickoff coverage for the University of Tennessee.
Look at this run Patrick made. He made a real nice cut there to the outside. He picked up his blocker. I think that's Ricky Moore. And he's trying to escort him right down. He just ran out of fill there.
First down on the Tennessee 45. Lewis going to his tailback, Kerry Good. And Kerry Good is dropped by Joe Cofer, 42. The strong safety and Terry Brown, the right quarterback, coming over to help out. No gain, second down, 10.
You know, Lenny Patrick's usually a starter. He's a little bit hurt today, and he's had somewhat of a troubled career in the past at Alabama, but he's had such a fine year. His attitude's been so good. He's done everything these coaches have asked for. I'm real glad to see him out there, at least on that return.
Tony Simmons, 97 in at right tackle for Mark Studaway for Tennessee. Lewis floats it out to Good in the left flat, and Good goes down to the 40-yard line, and he gets 5. It'll be third down 5. Carl Zander, 45, the linebacker. The junior, 2-year letterman, now earning his, makes the hit on Good. Well, I don't know. We may have to change his name to Very Good in place of Kerry Good. He is very good indeed.
That young man's a freshman, I believe, Merle.
He's got a long way to go.
He may be very, very good.
Third down 5. Good in motion. Lewis over the middle again to his tight end, Preston Gothard. A 6-yard pickup. Vince Clark, the free safety, number 29 on the tackle, and we have an injured Tennessee Vol. It looks like Reggie White, number 92. And that would be a severe blow to the Tennessee Volunteer Defensive Unit. Thornton Chandler, number 81, has come in for Tennessee. Or rather for Alabama as the tight end.
Well, you hate to see anybody get hurt, but a tremendous athlete like that, you just hate to see laying down on the football field.
He's got to be a very, very high draft choice by the pros. 6'5", 264, excellent size, tremendous quickness, big play man, great pass rusher, great against the run. What else could you ask of a guy?
Well, you can't ask much more. I think, I think he's just shook up on the play. It would be a great blow to Tennessee's defense if he was hurt and not able to come back. He is the heart and soul of their defense.
Preston Gothard caught 7 passes in the first half, and they're going back to the well again here.
Lewis has thrown for 209 yards now, 15 out of 24. Cockrell of Tennessee, 8 out of 13, 226 yards, and 2 touchdowns. White is out. Steve Douglas, the freshman from Spring City, Tennessee, has replaced him as the defensive left tackle. Moore, first down and more. Across the 20, down to the 17, and Charles Davis, the free safety, hauls him down after a gain of 12.
That is another form of the triple option there. We called it a veer option, and the defensive tackle went upfield. Lewis gave the ball to the running back and made a fine gain.
First and 10 inside the 20 of Tennessee. Lewis on the keeper. Lewis breaks a tackle, but he could not regain his balance. Johnnie Williams, the middle guard, was wrestling him down. Lewis shook him off and then went down to the 15-yard line. It'll be second down 7. You know, Bill Yeoman, who is one of the great devotees of the Veer offense at Houston, having a tough time. And, you know, if he sees some film of this, he'll say, wait a minute, maybe I'm doing it wrong. These guys are running that Veer once in a while and doing it well. But the multiple offense makes it so effective. Second down 7. Carter running hard, may have the first down near the 5. Charles Davis, the free safety, kept him from going in possibly. A 9-yard pickup by Joe Carter from Starkville, Mississippi.
They get to Faud Carter real deep in the backfield. His vision's real good. He has a lot of room to make maneuvers and cut. He read his blocking real well. It looked like he was going to turn the ball over there. He was real lucky that the ball came right back to him.
First down and goal as he got the first down. Lewis to Moore. And the ball defense. Oh, what a
fantastic run. Watch Ricky Moore here. Fight off a tackler, another one. I think he takes 3 or 4 people in the end zone with him. What a terrific effort. He is a real big guy. He weighs 235 pounds, and what effort and determination he puts on display. There's 2, 3 tacklers he's evaded, and he carries 2 or 3 in the end zone with him.
It's a great effort on his part. It just shows the fine running back that he is. Tennessee had plenty of chances to stop him here. I think he broke 4 tackles and then carried 2 Tennessee defenders in the end zone with him. Just a great run.
45 yards, 7 plays, using 2 minutes, 37 seconds of the clock. And Moore gets it in.
I don't think the scoring's over yet, Merle. Reggie White was shaken up again.
Yeah, he's taken a pretty good hammering in the last few minutes. You know, it might be one of those games where the last team that scores might win it.
That's right.
Van Tippen, who leads the Southeastern Conference in scoring. Malcolm Simmons in to hold for him. Tippen from Red Bay, a freshman. And a walk-on. And a good one. And he adds the extra point. And we have 6 minutes and 36 seconds left to play it again, in the third quarter, that is. And again, Alabama has a 10-point lead at 34-24. Now, after the last score by Alabama, when Tippen kicked a 26-yard field goal, Tennessee put the ball in play on the touchback after the kickoff and threw 80 yards for a touchdown. Don't go away. Imagine a game that would have more spectacular plays, more big plays than this one.
Tennessee's offense really has big plays have been absent from their games prior to this one. I think that they're going to have a few more, though, if they're going to be able to pull this ball game out.
Terry Sanders kicks it away to Randall Morris, and no return on this one. I wouldn't think Tennessee would want to run one out since they immediately score from the 20-yard line. Let's see what the Volunteers can do on this possession.
You might note that Tennessee hasn't been able to return but one kickoff. Sanders has done a great job putting that ball in the end zone, except for the one time where he had a penalty and had to kick it from the 35.
So the Bama scoring drive, a short one, and it netted 6. Bennett now playing the weak side linebacker spot for Alabama. Cockrell swings it out to Morris coming out of the backfield. He's up across the 30 for a first down after a 12-yard pickup at the 32. Stan Gay, who is a sophomore from Tuskegee, makes the tackle.
He did everything he could. Gay had a man going deep there. He had to cover, and he came off the man as soon as the ball was in there and made the tackle as soon as he could.
You know, Cockrell, when he comes to this side, the near side, is having to throw over the outstretched hands of John Hand, the defensive tackle. You saw him jump to throw and threw it up over Hand's head. This time the run with Johnnie Jones on the dive tackle to the 40. Wayne Davis, 58, the linebacker, on the hit after an 8-yard pickup, and John Hand, number 78 from Sylacauga, at 6'7", 280 pounds, also for a little piece of the action. 2nd and 2. 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Alabama leading 34-24. Tennessee at the ball 40. The fullback, Randall Morris, to about the 43. Mike Rodriguez on the stop after a 3-yard pickup. Mike, the middle guard, the nose tackle, if you will, from Melbourne, Florida, a senior. He is out now, coming out. Kurt Jarvis, the prize freshman from Gardendale, Alabama, coming in.
Tennessee seems like they're trying to still test the middle of Alabama, but they're still having a little success, but not anything like they did in the first half.
Duncan splitting wide. 3 wide receivers are in now. Lewis going long. Duncan out there. What a catch. He's on the way.
far as he can. Duncan stops, comes back, makes nearly a one-handed catch as the defender falls down.
And a 57-yard touchdown pass play followed by the extra point. And it's Alabama 34, Tennessee 31.
We hope you're
A 57-yard touchdown pass. And watch Duncan take the ball away.
Freddie Robinson really has Duncan covered here. He just goes up with the interception and loses his footing.
There'll be no return on this one by Alabama. Wait until they send this score around the country. Third quarter, Alabama 34, Tennessee 31. You know who's going to believe it? Nobody.
Well, this reminds me of a game where Scott Hunter and Archie Manning, they played here at Legion Field 12 years ago, and it was the same type game. It literally came down to the last team that had the ball that won it. And this reminds me a great deal of the same game with Alan Cockrell and Walter Lewis doing pretty much the same type things.
Patrick and Gilder are the running backs now for Alabama. Walter Lewis not taking any time to go to the run. He goes to Chandler, his tight end. Can't handle the ball. Alvin Tolles, the linebacker, had the coverage on the play. Ball thrown a little bit behind Thornton Chandler.
It was much like a pass that he threw in the first half to Gothard. It was thrown on his back shoulder. Gothard made the catch. Chandler didn't.
Second down, 10 on the Alabama 20-yard line.
We've got Lenny Patrick in the game too now, I think.
Lewis going to the run. And it is Patrick who slips outside his own left tackle for about 3, but he also slips into the grass of Mark Studaway, number 98, the senior from Memphis. So it's a gain of only 3, and it will be third down 7. A very big defensive play coming up for Tennessee here. 75,000 plus. Patrick in motion. The chase is on. Walter Lewis getting nailed back inside the 10. Ricky Holt, number 83 from Tipton, Georgia, the junior. Watch him. And Jones, Dale Jones, 54, the linebacker. Watch him. A 10-yard loss.
Well, they finally pinned Walter Lewis in. He was going to try to give ground and get around to the right, the defensive end. He just wasn't able to do it, and when he cut, he just had no room back in the middle.
It will be fourth down 21, and Reggie White is the man on the field. The third time that White has gone down, but he will be back. You can believe it. He tells the crowd, hey, I'm okay. We did it. Fourth down to 21. So indeed, Tennessee did come up with a big defensive play. Walter Lewis just could not get out of the trap. So the punting unit is on for Alabama. Malcolm Simmons, who has averaged 42.6 in his longest of the year, 71 against Ole Miss, will be kicking it away from just probably a foot or a yard or so outside. Well, the deep drop that he's taking now, he'd be kicking from his end zone. Tennessee with 9 men up. Here they come. Good blocking, though, and Malcolm Simmons gets it out. It is fielded on a fair catch in the 43-yard line of Alabama, and that 35-yard boot gives Tennessee great field position in Alabama territory.
Once again, the field position changes. Played a big part in this ball game. It seems like when one of the offensive teams has had good field position, they've been successful in the drive.
Randall Morris, number 12, will be in at fullback. Johnnie Jones, the tailback for Tennessee. Something went wrong there. Cockles says, come back here. I'm not through. Boy, this crowd they're really pumped up. They're going to be limp when it's over tonight. Alabama calling for defense. the freshman from Birmingham's Ensley High School. And Ray Perkins says he's going to be the greatest that ever played a linebacker spot at Alabama. Spins the ball carrier down for no gain.
Cornelius Bennett's going to have a lot of big plays in his career. He has got a whole lot of ability, and he's just a freshman. He's going to be one of the best.
Second down, 10. Slot right. Cockrell calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Maybe. Cockrell. Flags go down. Randy Edwards, 96, swarming all over Cockrell, along with Cornelius Bennett, number 97, for a 5-yard loss.
I think you contribute this to just good coverage by the Alabama secondary. It looked like he had time enough to throw there had he found a man open.
Indication against Tennessee on the penalty.
Really a tough decision here for the Alabama coaching staff. Do you want to take the 15 yards and move them back even further, 10 yards? They'll probably decline.
Offense, decline.
That surprise you?
No, not really. When you really think about it, they had a loss on the play anyway, and they want to move that down marker. They want to turn it over.
But Tennessee has been coming with a big play so much today. Bobby?
Well, I think what they're thinking about, if they hold on and talk, he's going to be kicking the ball into the end zone probably anyway. So I think that's the reason they want to take the down instead.
Here it is, third down, 15. Cockrell gets it away, incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Flags go down. Stan Gay had the coverage. A flag after the play, it would appear.
They're calling a personal foul, I think.
Taylor was the intended receiver. Tennessee said, hey, we got the ball.
Alan Cockrell's motioning it. The penalty is on Alabama.
If it is, it would be a very costly penalty because Alabama only has a 3-point lead right now with 3 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the third quarter.
It was third down and real close to 15. If that's a 15-yard penalty.
It is a personal foul, the indication from the official. And see, the play's over, it would appear, and then comes the penalty after the play.
Right, it's going to be foul. It's going to be a very, very close to the first down marker. They may have to measure it when they get through walking it off.
It moves the ball to the 33-yard line of Alabama.
I think Coach Majors is going to be faced with another decision right here, whether he wants to try to go for it or punt it away and keep Alabama back.
Dead ball, personal foul, fourth down.
Dead ball, personal foul, 15 yards. And Tennessee is bringing in John Cook, John Matthews, double tight ends. So they're setting up the power play. Fourth down, about the length of the football. Glenn Streno up over the ball. Will they try to go up the middle again? Kenneth Cooper, number 30, is in, along with Jim Miller. Bennett stops the play. Let's see where it's marked.
It looks like they're marking it behind the line of scrimmage.
Jim Miller trying to go over the stack. Tennessee is really hot. Apparently the ball is going to Alabama. It is. Remember, they only had to go the length of the football. And Cornelius Bennett, the freshman from Birmingham, stopped the play.
That's a very pivotal play, Merle. Tennessee had a golden opportunity to go ahead in this ball game. And the offensive line just got whipped by the defensive line of Alabama.
It's Emmanuel King, and I couldn't tell who that halfback was that came in and delivered that lick. Alabama's defense has given up some points and a lot of yards, but they've made 2 real big plays today.
Steve Douglas playing for Reggie White at the left tackle spot. Here comes the run for Alabama to Kerry Good, and Tennessee's defense stops the play after about 2. With the linebacker, Jim Duncan, number 31, getting the ball carry after a 2-yard pickup, and it's second down 8.
Well, there's almost 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and already Alabama and Tennessee has set a record for the most scoring in the Alabama-Tennessee game. The previous high was 63 points.
Wow.
65 points already.
Second down, 8. Walter Lewis goes to the run to Ricky Moore. Moore has the first down cross, goes into Tennessee territory, coughs up the football, but Tennessee recovers, or rather, Alabama recovers. Dale Jones, 54 on the hit.
Ricky Moore is on the roll. He just doesn't like to be knocked down. He broke 2 or 3 tackles already. I know that scared him right there when he dropped the ball on the ground, though.
You might note that was a veer play again, John.
Pardon?
That was a veer play again.
Yes, it was. The triple option, it sure was. They took the first leg of the triple option that time.
Reggie White has come back at left tackle for Tennessee. He's the anchor of that line. First down. Walter Lewis to the air. He's got Joey Jones. Jones a first down at the 36. Tommy Sims, 16, the left quarterback, was the man they worked on. The sophomore from Americus, Georgia, a gain of 13.
Well, that play's been there all day. They've really given Joey Jones a lot of cushion. They respect his speed. And they've pretty much been single coverage on that side of the field. They've doubled the other side. Right now you have Gary Richardson in for Ben Dross, and he's the fastest player on the Alabama team.
We shorted him 7 yards, gain of 20 on the play. This is Kerry Good down to the 30-yard line. Mark Studaway, number 98, the senior from Memphis, the tackler after a 6-yard pickup.
Looked like a counter trap in the middle. Lewis faked one way and then handed the ball back inside the running back on a trap play.
The Baltimore Orioles have beaten Philadelphia 5-4 to lead the World Series 3-1. Second down, 4 here in Birmingham. Alabama with the lead. And look at this, just tremendous drive by Ricky Moore for the first down. Joe Cofer, the strong safety, had to finally get him down on the turf after a 7-yard pickup, and it's first down, Alabama.
Get that young man inspired, and with his size and ability, he is really tough to bring down.
He carries 3 or 4 Tennessee players with him for 5 yards. Just a great individual effort.
Cofer needed help from Carl Zander, the linebacker, even to get him down. The ball of the 23 of Tennessee. 1 minute 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. Alabama 34, Tennessee 31. Tennessee showing blitz. Here they come, and a good block on the corner as Ricky Moore cuts it back inside the 20, down about the 17. Carl Zander, the linebacker.
Just a power play to the right. They pitched the ball back to him deep, so he has plenty of room to make a cut. You got a good block there by Kerry Good. He stood his man up, and he cut inside. He really read the hole well.
Tennessee's making the hit, but Ricky Moore is just falling forward for 3-4 more yards.
Jones splits wide to the right side. Greg Richardson, now the other wide out, is split to the left. Second down, short. And Ricky Moore tries to get it. Reggie White, number 92, who is the leader of the defensive line, the up front men, stopping the play short of a first down. It'll be a gain of 3, and third down, 2.
I think you're going to let the half run out now.
Down to 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. 65 points on the game, or rather on the board in this game in 3 periods. And the third quarter has come to an end, and 75,000. They're applauding everybody, and they should. What a wild show.
I don't know if you know, but Alabama has only given up 7 points in the fourth quarter to the first 5 opponents, while they scored 56 points. So they outscored the opponent 8-1. It'll be interesting to see if they can hold Tennessee to 1 touchdown this afternoon.
On 3rd and 2, that is Joe Carter getting knocked off his feet for a loss. Coming up to knock the ball carrier down, Dale Jones, 54, 3-yard loss of the play is Joe Carter.
Very big play for Tennessee there. Tennessee was in a situation, 3rd and 1, a long one, and they couldn't give up a touchdown. They have to go for the field goal here.
It'll be from the 24-yard line. Van Tippen, who has been successful on 2 of the last 3 tries. Malcolm Simmons to hold in the 24. Tippen gets it way up into the air. Plenty of distance, but it is off to the right. And so Tennessee has stopped Alabama. And now the Volunteers of the offense come aboard for a shot at it here in the fourth quarter. Alan Cockrell offense aboard. Tiffin, 2 out of 4. 26th long shot today. Johnnie Jones, Randall Morris coming in as the running backs. Tim McGee splitting wide to the left side for Tennessee. They go slot right. Cockrell calling his play. Cockrell gives to Jones on the dive. He gets to the 21. Scott McRae, the left inside linebacker from Huntsville, who was a fullback in 1980, comes up to make the hit on that play. He's had a little trouble with his feet. He has had an arch injury. Says it's given a little trouble on learning how to play the pass as a linebacker.
You can almost feel the physical level of this game is really picking up here. The defense is really starting to assert themselves.
Cockrell wanting everybody to hear. Second down, 9. Cockrell going to keep it. He's got the first down and more. Out of bounds, up on the 48-yard line. Number 43 got him out after a 27-yard pickup.
It's the same play in the first half where Allen audibled at the line of scrimmage, got into the option play. This time they take the pitch man and leave it wide open for Allen to turn up the field and make a fine run.
Both these quarterbacks were just terrific all-around athletes.
I'll tell you what, and they both played spectacular games today. I sure have.
Duncan, McGee, and Taylor are in as the wideouts now for Tennessee. No place to go for Tim McGee. A loss on the play. About 3. Sammy Hood, 43. And Cornelius Bennett, the freshman, playing the weak side linebacker spot. Make the tackle.
That play got about 83 yards less than it did last time they ran it.
Indeed it did. That's not the all-out screen, though, is it?
No, it's we call it a quick screen. The quarterback fakes one way, throws it out real quick to the wide receiver, and gets a quick lineman out in front of him.
Second down, 13. Cockrell under the rush and hands the ball off for a loss as Randy Edwards got Johnnie Jones, and Edwards almost took the handoff.
What a terrific play he made on that. He never was faked on the play. It looked like he knew what the play was and was just going to go back in the backfield and meet the ball carrier there. They're really pleased with Randy Edwards at the university. He stayed there all summer. He worked on his strength. He's the strongest player on the Alabama team now. And they were real impressed with the dedication he spent this summer in getting ready.
And Tennessee punts it away on third down and a quick kick, and they're going to play defense, it looks like, as the ball is going to be down at about the 11-yard line. Well, we don't see that too often.
Did we see Colquitt go into the game? They slipped Tennessee's punter Colquitt into the ball game, and nobody up here noticed it either.
No.
Really a heads-up play by Tennessee's offensive unit. I think it's a great call.
A gain of 50, or rather a punt of 56 yards. Alabama with a ball. This crowd going bananas. Alabama with a 3-point lead. Good and Moore, the running backs. And it goes to Ricky Moore. Moore diving out to about the 15. Dale Jones, 54, the linebacker. From Cleveland, Tennessee, a freshman making the tackle at the 14. It'll be second down, 7. 12 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the game. Alabama 34, Tennessee 31. And Alabama is taking a timeout with 12:19 to go in the game. And a second and 7 coming up. Whoa, we all need a breather, don't we?
I think so.
Certainly do. I'll tell you, it's been one of the most exciting Tennessee-Alabama ball games that I've had the pleasure of witnessing.
I tell you, you can almost feel the respect these two universities have for each other. This rivalry has really been built on really a competitive spirit backed by respect. It's not out of any animosity. It's just a real good thing to see how these two universities square off and play hard against each other, and the rivalry and the respect they have for both schools.
I agree.
Lewis for offense. Alabama, 459 yards. Tennessee, 438 yards. My calculator blew up about 15 minutes ago, but I think that totals 897 yards offense by both teams, and we still have 12:19 to go in the game. Alabama with a second down, 7. The ball on the 14-yard line. Good in motion. Walter Lewis rolling the other way and looking. And Johnnie Jones couldn't handle it.
Well, Johnnie Jones is a sure-handed receiver. You just won't see that happen to him very much.
Mark Hogan, playing that right corner out there, had the coverage on the play. It'll be third down, 7 on the Alabama 14. Sportsview bringing you exciting Southeastern Conference football. Hope you're enjoying it all. Alan Cockrell, you know what he's thinking about. Get me the ball, guys. Get me the ball. I'll get you down there. Third down, 7. Lewis is going to go down. Mark Steadaway, the senior from Memphis Southside High School, knocks him down for a 10-yard loss, and Tennessee's defense has turned it on.
They had risen to the occasion. They had to have a big play there. They have Alabama punting out of their end zone again, and it looks like they're going to come up with good field position.
The ball spotted near the 5. Charles Benton is up on the 45-yard line as Malcolm Simmons will kick from the back of his own end zone and left foots it away.
He nailed it.
At midfield, here comes the return. Charles Benton bringing it back. Mike McQueen, the tackler. A kick of 47 yards and a 16-yard return. You talk about field position. This is Tennessee's chance now.
This is a great opportunity for them, and they have to be able to take advantage of it in this situation. They've got the ball 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line of Alabama. They've got to do something now.
Cockrell and company. First down. Go to the run. Johnnie Jones. Jones gets near the 30. Almost 5 yards. Scott McRae, the left linebacker from Huntsville, stops him and will give him only 4 yards just outside the 30. Second down, 6. 11:03 left of the game. Alabama 34, Tennessee 31. Mike Rodriguez comes out as the nose tackle. Kurt Jarvis, number 95, the freshman from Gardendale, Alabama, is in to replace him. He's a 270-pounder. Duncan, McGee, and Taylor are the wideouts for Tennessee. Again the run, this time Randall Morris. Morris for 4 more. And Wayne Davis from Gordo, Alabama, the linebacker, stopping him. Third down, 1 coming up.
Alabama on 2 different occasions have really risen to the occasion on short yardage here. This is another real big test for them defensively.
Third and 1. Taylor into the slot right, going wide to the right, Clyde Duncan. And we have time call for a moment. This time it's by Alabama. Alabama calls the timeout. Hendricks had come on as a tight end. They were using 3 tight ends. Let's see if they stay with it. Alabama is down to 1 timeout, and this could be critical.
Oh, yes. They may want those 2 timeouts back later.
Because we have a long way to go.
Right. In a game like this, if you can at all, you need to save your timeouts till the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, I think, though, they think this is really an important play, and if there was some confusion, I think they really did well in calling a timeout.
It looked like somebody was not satisfied with the defense they were in. It looked like they were lined up with man coverage across the field, and Tennessee had 3 wide receivers in there, and with the speed they have, it's not a real good position for Alabama to be in that situation.
If I was the corner, I think I'd have called timeout.
Hendricks, who was in as a tight end, has come out. They go back to Tim McGee as a wideout. Duncan splitting to the right. Taylor in the slot right. Harris Morris and Jones are the backs in the eye for Tennessee on third down, about a yard. A little more than a yard, but less than 2. Alan Cockrell backs the play. The pitch. The first down. Johnnie Jones out of bounds inside, right at the 15. Britton Cooper, number 20. The free safety over to force him out of bounds after an 11-yard pickup.
That's the 4th time that Alan Cockrell's audible to that play in this ball game, and 3 out of 4 times it's gotten good yardage for Tennessee.
I think a really fine call. They had tried the middle earlier, and I think that was caught Alabama a little bit off guard. They really were expecting something to come up the middle.
Jim Miller and Randall Morris are down the eye, and Morris is the tailback, and Randall spins off the tackle by Kurt Jarvis and gets about 3 and will stop there. Inside the 15 to the 12-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down 7 for Tennessee. Alabama leading 34-31, 9 minutes, 47 seconds left to play in this game. And when somebody asks you tomorrow, how did the scoring go, I want all of you to be able to, all you viewers out there, to be able to rattle it off in order. All the scoring in sequence. 2nd down 7. Cockrell throwing, almost intercepted at the goal line. Ricky Thomas just about grabbed that one off. Lenny Taylor was in the end zone.
We have a slow motion on this one. Alan Cockrell just about gets into trouble here. The defensive player for Alabama made just a great play. It's number 34.
Ricky Thomas had a touchdown-saving tackle early, and that was another real big play. In fact, if he had held on to it, that would have been probably the biggest play of the game.
3rd down 7. Miller and Jones are the running backs. John Matthews, I believe it was the right tackle. Let's check. Lost his balance. I think he just simply lost his balance and moved. And here comes a 5-yard penalty against Tennessee.
Well, the way Tennessee can score from far out, they probably thought that was too close to get in.
Did it on purpose.
Right.
Dead ball foul. Illegal procedure. 3rd down.
So the Volunteers, who had 3rd down short, have 3rd down and long with 12 yards to go. Duncan, McGee, and Taylor, the wideouts. No gain by Johnnie Jones as Kurt Jarvis kind of read that one, and they lose a little more.
I think Tennessee might have been playing a little conservative there. Cockrell's smart enough quarterback to drop back there, throw the ball if he has a chance. If not, unload it out of bounds or something. I
think that near interception may have led a little bit to that call.
Jack Sells is going to hold for Faud Reveiz. The kick from the 27 to tie the game if he makes it. Plenty of distance, tie game. Seconds to go, tied at 34, a 37-yard field goal, 7 plays, 14 yards, 68 points.
We got Faud Reveiz here on isolation. I think he knows it went through. And where else should we be but tied 34-34 with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the ball game with the type of ball game that this has been.
75,000 plus, everybody looking for tickets today. But you have yours on SportsView. Joe Carter will go deep for Reveiz. Kickoff. Rod bangs it downfield, and there'll be no return on this one. will take a crack at it. I want to assure you one thing, folks. The statistics that we are giving you and all the yards and everything, we think is close. But it take Price Waterhouse and a couple of other firms to figure this one out to get it accurate on the exact yardage by everybody. Our statisticians are really busting their heads trying to keep us going on this one. Moore and Goo to the running backs for Alabama. First down on the 20. Lewis breaking a tackle, getting out for 12. Free safety Charles Davis from New Paltz, New York, makes the tackle.
You've got Preston Goffard back in the game. Thornton Chandler was in last series. He was a normal starter. He was a little bit bunged up, and but they got Goffard back in. I think he's called 8 passes today already.
Joey Jones splits out to the left side, coming to the right side. Number 88, Jesse Bindros. Lewis now running out of the trouble and breaking a tackle, still on his feet, breaks another one. Look at Lewis run.
Oh, what a beautiful athlete this Walter Lewis is.
A 19-yard pickup. Jim Duncan finally got him down. It looked like Dale Jones had him, the linebacker. He spun off of that potential tackle and picked up a big gainer.
I just don't know how you, Bobby, I don't know how you defense a guy that has this kind of ability, and he can throw the ball. He has such maneuverability. Really puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Look at that hit by Dale Jones. He couldn't even knock him down.
I think that was a mistake he made. He tried to knock him out of bounds, and Walter Lewis is just too elusive.
In motion comes Good. Lewis on a pitch to Ricky Moore, and Moore doesn't get too much. Ricky Holt, number 83, playing the left outside linebacker spot, knocks him down after a 2-yard pickup. Ricky is from Tifton, Georgia. 7 minutes, 29 seconds left in the ball game. Alabama 34, Tennessee 34. Vince Clark is coming in now as a free safety. Slot left, Alabama. Second down 8. Lewis going to go for all of it. He's got Joey Jones out there, but it is incomplete and almost intercepted in the end zone by Charles Davis, number 22.
This is just a great defensive effort by Tennessee's defensive back, Davis, to get this pass knocked down out of the air and nearly intercepted. It looks like he broke about 30 yards on that ball. Just a great individual effort defensively.
Joey Jones appeared to be open when Walter Lewis threw the ball, but you're right. He really recovered and made a real fine defensive play.
Third down 8. 7 minutes to go in the game. Tied at 34. Alabama's called. Lewis stumbled a little bit, but he's okay. Throwing on the run, and it is incomplete, intended for Jesse Bindros. One of his wideouts, Terry Brown, the right cornerback, the freshman out of Macon, Georgia, had the coverage for Tennessee, and it is 4th down, Alabama. We had some big offensive plays in the game. Now we've had some big defensive plays.
It's turning into the defensive game now that we thought it would be.
Terry Brown had some help deep, and he really shadowed Bindros all the way down the field. He is a real excellent receiver, tough to cover one-on-one, and I think with that help he had deep, he was really able to play aggressive.
So the punting team is on. Malcolm Simmons puts it up for Charles Benton, who fair catches the ball at the 16-yard line, and that's where Tennessee will take over. A 31-yard kick. And the volunteer offense comes aboard. Our halftime score today, Alabama 24, Tennessee 17. Our first quarter score tied at 14. The third quarter score, I did it kind of reverse, didn't I? Third quarter score, Alabama 34-31, now we're tied. Miller and Jones are the running backs. Flags go down. Cockrell trying to make sure that his team was hearing him, and the two guards, I think Mayo and Furness, jumped like somebody fired a firecracker up behind him.
I've had that happen to me before. You're audible into the line of scrimmage, and you're going on the first sound after you make the audible. And maybe somebody in the defensive line is saying something or something.
Illegal procedure. Offense. First down.
To cause the Tennessee offensive line to jump.
You know, last week I did the Texas-Oklahoma game. Oklahoma had 11 illegal procedure penalties. Most of them on plays like that. They complained bitterly that Texas was causing all of it by yelling out signals. And it is Miller to the 15. In other words, if their call was, like you said, Bobby, on the first sound, Texas was giving them that sound. Right. And Barry Switzer was going bananas on the sideline. Second down, 11 as Mike Rodriguez stopped that last play for a second and 11. Jim Miller is out. Kenneth Cooper is now in for Tennessee as a running back. He's the up man in the eye. Cockrell wants all of it, and he's got to overshoot his receiver, Duncan. But Stan Gay, who's the best defensive back in that secondary, had him covered and covered well.
I know every time they put the ball in there to these speedy receivers Tennessee has, every Alabama fan in the place's hearts jumps right in their throat.
And the reason, because Cockrell has fired 2 80-yard touchdown passes today, and now Cockrell wants a timeout. And that is the first timeout that Tennessee has used here, and they have 2 to go. And so with the score tied, Alabama 34 and Tennessee 34. We have 6 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the ball game, and we'll be back. Alabama, Legion Field. The sign says Birmingham football capital of the South. And 75,000 plus everybody is roaring. Everybody has a reason to roar with the score tied at 34 and 6:08 left. Tennessee, third down 11. Cooper and Randall Morris are the running backs. Cockrell gets it away. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Tim McGee. Up near the 40-yard line, and Tennessee will have to kick it away. Emmanuel King had the rush on.
It looked like that was just an errant throw by Cockrell. I think he did the right thing there. There was 3 Alabama defenders on the right side of the field. He had man coverage down here and just overthrew the receiver.
He did have man coverage. It was Freddie Robinson who had gotten beat a little bit earlier, misjudged the ball, but he was all over him that time. Really made Cockrell have a tough throw.
Joel Farmer, the snap kicker, snaps that ball back to Jimmy Colquitt, who bangs it away downfield. Greg Richardson, number 17, battles the football, picks it up, gets a block, tries to get to the outside, and he is cut down. You talk about pursuit. Charles Davis was all over him, and he just wouldn't let him get away. A 45-yard kick and a 4-yard return, but Alabama comes out of this thing with great field position. Maybe not great, but nobody can complain about being up on your own 43-yard line with 5:49 to go in a game tied at 34. Good and Moore are the backs in the eye. Kerry Good. Good to the 48. Jim Duncan, number 31, the left inside linebacker, sliding over there to make the stop after a 4-yard pickup. Second down 6. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. It's all tied at 34. Alabama's led by 10 twice. Total yardage, Alabama 455 yards, Tennessee 448. Walter Lewis back over the middle. It is dropped. Preston Gothard, who has made so many fine catches, just couldn't wait to catch the ball because it very definitely was catchable. He was thinking about more yardage on the run.
Right. He made the error of trying to run with the ball before he caught it. The ball was thrown well by Lewis. It should have been a reception.
They've run that play, I guess, 5 or 6 times successfully today already, and it was really there again on this last play.
Tennessee goes to the nickelback, and how about this for a little razzle-dazzle? That's going to be Richardson. Tennessee smells it out. Dale Jones, 54, the linebacker. He saw Richardson coming on the reverse, and he just stayed right on him.
Very alert play on his part. liked his little dance there after it was all over with.
They really want to get this Richardson the ball on the corner. He's got great speed, and he can really make a big play. He almost got to the wall on that punt return, and they tried to get him on the corner again on that play, just couldn't do it.
An 11-yard loss sends Malcolm Simmons back in a punt formation on a 4th down 18, and Charles Benton is deep for Tennessee. He's got to return. And he brings it back to the 27. So Tennessee takes over. Mike White on the tackle, a 48-yard kick and an 11-yard return. There's the story. Tied at 34, 4:29 left to play. Lots of red and lots of orange in Birmingham this afternoon.
Intensity level has really been picking up.
Both teams have had opportunities here late in the 4th quarter, and neither have been able to get the offense to go. I guess it's about time for another one of the big plays from one of these fine offensive teams.
Kenneth Cooper, Johnnie Jones are in as the I-backs. Screen to the left to Cooper. Alabama defenses it well. A 1-yard gain, and that's all.
Very good play. That was a very good play on
that was Ricky Thomas
on his part. Tennessee had a play action there. They ran a double screen off of it. He faked the ball to the right and then dropped it back off to Cooper on the left side, but great pursuit stopped the play.
Cooper is out. Morris is in. 2nd down 9 at the 28-yard line. 3 minutes, 54 seconds left in the game. Morris and Jones are now the I-backs for Tennessee. Jones breaks the tackle. Jones across the 30, out to the 34, where it'll be 3rd down at about almost 4. Wayne Davis, 58, the linebacker, and Ricky Thomas coming up to make the stop. 3rd down, about 3.5 if you really want to get technical about it. 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining of the game. Score tied at 34. Alan Cockrell getting a play from the bench. Jones comes out. Cooper is in. Cooper bringing the play aboard. Clyde Duncan splits wide to the near side. And Lenny Taylor goes into the slot. Tim McGee is the 3rd wide receiver, and he is to the right. And Alabama shows the defense that Alan Cockrell doesn't like, and he calls a timeout. Now the timeouts are down to 1 each. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left. Alabama 34, Tennessee 34. Johnnie Majors, the head coach at Tennessee. Boy, what a tradition at Tennessee of the family of Majors. And Johnny, you know how badly he wants this one. Ray Perkins in his first year as the head coach at Alabama, bringing his own style of offense with all the respect in the world for his former coach, the late Paul Bear Bryant. And yet, this is a Ray Perkins team. And you see, as we discussed with Johnny Musso at the outset of the ball game, that it certainly is a different offensive look. It's wild, at least it has been in this game.
They did not ease into a wide-open offense. They went to it, and they went to it full throttle. And I think they believe in what they're doing offensively, and I think that's pretty obvious to see. They've made a full transition, and they did it pretty quickly and pretty smoothly.
899 yards, total yards offense in this game today as Cockrell comes on after a little conversation on the sideline. Johnnie Jones coming back aboard with him. It'll be 3rd down, 3.5 for the 1st down. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left in the ball game, tied at 34. Morris and Jones in the eye for Tennessee. They show blitz. The pitch is on. Jones is going to have the 1st down and more. Lots more. Breaks into the play. He's on the way. Tennessee leads.
Unbelievable. Tennessee has used this play. This is the 5th time, and for 4 out of 5 times it's broken for a big play for them. This time Johnnie Jones cuts back against the grain and outruns Alabama defenders to the end zone. And Tennessee goes ahead 40-34 as Faud Reveiz kicks the field goal, or the extra point.
66-yard touchdown run, the extra point, good. Exactly 3 minutes left. Tennessee 41, Alabama 34.
Johnnie Jones right here makes just a fantastic cut. This is something right here. This is something you can't teach a football player. I think you're born with it. You learn it in the backyard sometime. But once he makes that cut, it's home free. And he's got such good speed, I don't think anybody's going to catch him at that stage.
Another angle you look at it, as you said, it was an audible on Alan Cockrell's part. And Wayne Harris, the offensive coordinator of Tennessee, has every confidence in the world in Alan Cockrell's ability to get them out of bad plays and into good plays at the line of scrimmage, as you can see here.
Johnnie Jones, longest run from scrimmage, 41 yards. Prior to that one 66 yards. The junior from Munford, Tennessee, has put the Volunteers into the lead, but there's a lot of time left on that scoreboard.
The way this ball game's been going, the test that we were talking about Tennessee's defense having is just about to start, I think.
Faud Reveiz will kick it off. Joe Carter is deep for Alabama. Whether you're an Alabama fan or a Tennessee fan, I'm sure you're as shocked as we are at what is going on in a wild scoring ball game. It's going to be Carter on the return at about the 8-yard line. Oh, he almost, if he had gotten away from the one tackler, but he didn't, as Tim Welch cut him down around the knees. If he gets by Welch, he's got some more yards, maybe all the way.
He was about a half a yard from having a real long game there.
20-yard return by Joe Carter. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left in the ball game. Tennessee leading 41-34.
I think we have to mention here that we have to remember that Alabama just has one timeout left.
Now Tennessee employing in the nickelback 5 defensive backs. Moore and Kerry Goo to the running backs. Walter Lewis bumped into his blocker. Still looking, being pursued, and finally eating the football at the 11-yard line. And number 51, Reggie McKenzie, the left outside linebacker from Knoxville, from Austin East, made the big tackle.
Walter has a lot of problems on this play. Nobody's open. He's rushed. He runs into his offensive lineman, and then he just runs out of time.
A loss of 14 yards. It is 2nd and 24. 2:24 remaining in the game for Walter Lewis and the Crimson Tide. Lewis fires it away, and he completes this one to the 19-yard line to Kerry Good. They don't get too much, but it's better than being tackled on your own 1-yard line.
Walter Lewis made a good move there to get away from Reggie White, who was bearing down on him to get the ball away.
A gain of 5. 3rd down, about 18. Lewis this time with some time, but throws it underneath Joey Jones, and it's 4th down, Alabama.
That one timeout is really going to come into play here. I really don't believe they can give Tennessee the ball and without having the ability to stop the clock.
4th down. There have been so many big plays in this game. I mean, I don't think anybody from Tennessee right now would even think about this ball game being over.
I don't think I've seen anybody walk out of the stadium.
And I don't think anybody from Alabama thinks they're not going to score again.
They're sending in the kicking team, which surprises me a little bit. Like you said, they only have one timeout. If they get the ball back, it's going to be with just a few seconds left on the clock. The probability of getting a first down when it's 4th and 19 are pretty small, but with only one timeout, they're not going to have much time left.
Tennessee's not even sending a deep man back. They don't want to take the chance on not handling the punt.
Malcolm Simmons to kick it away for Alabama. Left foot's it high, hangs it up there. No return at all for Tennessee. They just want as much time as possible to run on the clock. The ball's still rolling around, the clock running at 1:42 seconds left to play in the game. Tennessee in possession and the lead. Tennessee scoring. We're at the 3-minute mark on a 66-yard touchdown run by Johnnie Jones. That was a 48-yard kick.
I think there was a very good decision on Coach Majors and his special teams coach not to try to handle that punt. It seems now that the only way Tennessee could lose this ball game is by a fumble or by a mishandled punt.
Let me express my gratitude to our statisticians today, Ken Phillips and Rex Green. What a job. Nice going, guys. And our spotters, Tommy Ford for Alabama and Bill Spiller for Tennessee. Randall Morris on the carry up to about the 38. Yanked down by Scott McRae. Remember, last year, Tennessee won at Knoxville, the first time that Tennessee had defeated Alabama in 10 years.
Right.
And it was a wild scoring game, but not like this one.
Linebacker McRae then was tackling the football. Randall Morris did a good job just holding on to it.
The ball at the 38-yard line. Alan Cockrell taking his time in the huddle. A minute, 11 seconds left to play. Tennessee 41, Alabama 34. It's been 13 years since Tennessee has won here at Legion Field. And they've got the lead right now. As the handoff goes to Randall Morris again, we're under the 1 minute mark left to play of the game. Scott McRae, 45, the linebacker for Alabama, stopping it. Help from Todd Roper, number 53, the other inside linebacker. 47 seconds remaining of the game. Tennessee 41, Alabama 34. And now Alabama takes its final timeout. Well, let's see. The official indicated it's his timeout. We have an Alabama injury.
I'm not sure how the college rules, but in this situation in professional football, 10 seconds would be run off the clock.
John Hand, the 6'7", 280-pound sophomore from Sylacauga, being assisted off the field, and that is a job to assist him.
I'm not sure if they're taking if Alabama actually took a timeout there, or if the injury timeout is.
I think they have to credit to him.
I think so too.
961 yards total offense in this wild scoring game. 75 points have been scored. Tennessee leading 41-34. Alan Cockrell has a 3rd down 6 to control this football. Tennessee, Alabama now showing no timeouts remaining on the scoreboard clock. Tennessee with 1. Now the clock starts to run, and we have 38 seconds remaining, and Tennessee will use every second of that clock.
Alabama does have 1 timeout left. It's back on the clock.
Yeah, they put it back, didn't they? 27 seconds. Well, you can see it down in the right corner. Tennessee 41, Alabama 34. Alabama starting off with victories over Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, losing a tough one last week to Penn State. Here comes a delay of the game now. Would be the call against Tennessee with 17 seconds remaining. The Penn State game last week, a heartbreaking loss for Alabama on a very controversial call next to the last play of the game. On the other hand, Tennessee came in here sky high after beating LSU last week by a score of 20-6. Tennessee trying to raise its season record to 4-2 and 2-1 in the Southeastern Conference, while Alabama, unless the Crimson Tide can somehow bail this one out, the Crimson Tide would be 4-2 and 2-1, just like Tennessee. 3rd down coming up. Now Alabama has taken a timeout. 17 seconds remaining in the game. Boy, you need all the time you can get to try to figure out how to pull this one out. But crazy things have happened in this game. Unbelievable.
It wasn't exactly the type of game we thought coming in, but one thing is very consistent with Tennessee and Alabama games is played with a lot of pride and a lot of effort and a lot of heart by both teams.
Just as every other Alabama-Tennessee ball game has been in the past. It's just a tribute to both teams, really. It's hard ball. I don't think any one of these kids out there on the field will go in the dressing room and say, I didn't give it everything I had.
Oh, boy, did they ever. Both teams. I'll tell you, fellas, I've been doing football for a long time, but this is one of the most exciting games I have ever seen. And for the fans, it's got to be the same way. We have flags down on contact to the line of scrimmage.
Looked like an offensive lineman for Tennessee moved there.
3rd down, and it'll be 11 after the penalty is walked off. 3rd down, 11 after the ball is taken back to the 33-yard line. 17 seconds showing on the clock.
Dead ball foul. Illegal for procedure. Offense.
I've heard Coach Bryant say in situations like this, when the team was in the dressing room, you really didn't lose, you ran out of time. And I think Ray Perkins would probably tell that same group that today.
Now Tennessee will kill the clock as the quarterback Alan Cockrell touches the knee down. And we had mentioned earlier, it is possible that the last team that scores in this game will win it. And the last team to score was Tennessee. And the Volunteers have beaten Alabama by a score of 41-34 in a game that people are going to be talking about for years and years and years to come.
Without a doubt, it's one of the most exciting Tennessee-Alabama games that I've ever been privileged to witness. I've seen a lot of them, played a lot of them, and it's just a tribute to both these teams. They're a bunch of fine kids, and you can't say too much about the effort that was given out there today.
Bobby Scott made that comment. Bobby, of course, the great Southeastern Conference all-conference selection as a quarterback of Tennessee. His last year in school, a victory over Alabama. Johnny Musso, the All-America from Alabama, a victory for his Crimson Tide in his last meeting over Tennessee. And we'll talk more about that when we return right after this message. Good job, guys. It was a pleasure being here.
It was great to be a part of this contest. It was really fun to watch. It was a pleasure to work with you, Merle.
And Tennessee wins it at the 3-minute mark on a Johnnie Jones 66-yard touchdown run. Just one of many spectacular big plays in this ball game today. And the final score was Tennessee 41 and Alabama 34. And that wraps it up from Legion Field in Birmingham. We're delighted to have you join us for our first telecast. We hope you enjoyed it. Our executive producer is Patrick M. Thompson. The game was produced and directed by Brian Cottingham, Jr. Our remote coordinator was Ari Landrum. Our final score again, Tennessee 41, Alabama 34. And now on behalf of Johnny Musso and Bobby Scott, this is Merle Herman saying so long from Birmingham.